Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, no, no, no. We're not gonna play a Silk song for now. We are gonna play Among Us with you guys. So meaning you guys can join my room later at 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I don't know how many people are gonna join. I don't know, but I hope we can at least get like 10 or more people. Because again, this is like my first time like holding an event like this. Like like yeah, this is just my first time holding a proper event with you guys. So expect some scuffiness. Oh no, hold on, I gotta announce. Choo 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 choo. First, I gotta announce the server. Gotta announce the server that everyone should hop on the community events. Hey Barry, welcome. Hold on, I'm setting up the room for us. Mm. Toot, 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 toot. Lobby code. Oh, there you go. And I'm lag. Oh, hey Mons, hello. Oh, hey Nova. Well, hello as well. Hello, hello. Stay safe, Mons. Why the hell isn't Among Us in the App Store? What? Why is it? Oh, really? Really? Jeez. Why though? Why? Rip. Okay, I don't know how many people are gonna join, but I did saw like um 13 or less. But dude, why is Among Us not available on? Oh, I'm not on the server that you're talking about. Oh, really? Wait, what? You guys can't see the community events? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. View channel. Um. Okay, it says no access. Shit. You connect. Thought you guys can join. Wait, hold on. Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. Try that. Try that. Try that. Try that. Try that. Hey sis, welcome. Okay, try that. Oh no, it's gonna be. Wait, what? Permissions. Oh, there you go. Nova, hello, hello. Don't you have like freaking work right now? How can join us, sis? Okay, I'm just gonna give you. I'm just. We're gonna. Uh, sis, we're gonna be in when a voice call with some of my members. You don't have access, Lucy. What? Oh, hey Phoebe, welcome. Hey Phoebe. Lucy. Lucy, why do you have no access? What? I don't know. Did you like skedaddle all the way to the VC? Alright, Lizzie and Barry, try joining you guys. Nova and Phoebe are already here. Try restarting Discord because I've set some permissions there. I didn't put the. Oh yeah, you need to put on the events. Wait, but you already have one, dude. Alright, I'm gonna send the code here. Tell me if you guys can see like the code in the VC chat.
I got it.
Hell yeah. So many tabs open.
What the heck?
I've already sent the code here in the on the PC chat. Wait.
Yes.
Sister Nani. Damn, who
I'm
is
gonna
this?
change my name.
Wow.
How do I change my name?
I genuinely do not know.
Oh, found it. Found it.
Hi Ren, I don't have like a bold redeem. This is a pre-made model. Can't access Yoshi's layers.
Hello.
Oh hey Lucy.
Okay, I'm there.
Oh okay, sis is here.
The heck? The control is so small.
Alright, who are the others? I think Yix is gonna join as well. What the hell? What do you mean lobby will close in? What?
Yeah, I think there's a time limit.
Well, that's absolutely BS.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Barry.
Dude, why is there a
Don't
time
mind
limit?
the
That's so
background voices
annoying.
you hear, like karaoke and stuff.
Nani?
Yes.
What?
What?
Oh.
Who's making?
Who's talking?
How can I join y'all?
Oh, hey.
Oh, it's
Okay, shit.
Hey,
Lobby will
hello.
close. Lobby will close in like 10 seconds. It's
Hello.
gonna be annoying.
Did y'all get jump scared or something?
No?
Yeah, can you Discord? Why did the lobby close?
God damn, that's annoying.
It's
Hold
not
on,
time limit.
gotta do another lobby again.
We can just wait for everyone first.
Just
Actually, yeah, good idea. Good
yeah,
idea.
that could work.
Since I've.
Hey,
Alright,
si Manny
alright.
Pacquiao.
Edit
Ba't
Pacquiao.
meron dito?
One of them is like my sister in real life, so.
Guess the imposter, M.
Hey, Akeem,
How can I
welcome.
enter your Gus lobby, Yoshi?
I don't have the lobby for now because it automatically closes my lobby if I wait for too long. So I'm waiting for the other members to join. Oh hey Akeem, hello. Can I join if I don't have Discord? Oh sorry Ivan.
Oh, good. I love it.
Oh unfortunately you need to join the server
There you go.
so that you can so that you can join us.
Okay. Live ground. Finally.
Is X here? I heard X.
I don't know. I thought she's gonna join. Also, is Winter joining as well, Phoebe?
I don't know.
She didn't get the event roles though, sad.
Nani?
Oh hey Shadow. I don't have that. Yes, you can download Discord and you can join the server using the what the hell? Using the links here on my stream. Wait, how can you wait, what? Can't watch
What?
you can, but you can just leave it at like muted.
Okay.
Wait, why don't I
Yeah,
Wait.
and then we like
Oh, I thought I don't have soundboards, that's crazy.
Okay,
Loton!
Loton!
Loton, you have Among Us now?
Loton!
Hello, Lotan.
Gagi! God damn it, Lucy. Mind you, you guys can be heard on stream.
Oh. Hear what? I don't hear
Oh,
nothing.
Yix is also gonna join. Yeah.
Nice.
Very decent.
To join.
Very. Fellow member in the server.
There's no code.
I'm waiting. Let's wait for the other people before I'll create the lobby because it's gonna automatically close if like we wait too long on the game. So probably at like 10 more 10 more mi- uh, yeah, 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes.
Gamit din ang
Ay, ba?
Let's for
Yes,
like
I am
5
bored
more
as well.
minutes.
There we go.
So like the
Just summing
rules
up. You
the rules when we start the game, if we're outside the meeting, all of you guys are gonna be muted. But once we're like in the meeting where we can like vote for people, that's where we unmute. And that's about it. And if you're dead, you're gonna have to be muted throughout the whole game.
So is that
Yeah, if
automatic
you're
or
dead.
we create ourselves?
Yeah.
We have to meet
Hold on,
ourselves.
hold on. We're waiting for the other people, gang. hold your umos.
Is it automatic?
Oh, Akim, are you
Just me you
Akim, are you viridescent then? Interesting.
Jesus.
Hey yo, Nova got a 20 stream streak. Damn. Good boy. May bagyo ba? O may bago na? Damn.
Broken hearted.
Roses are red, violets are fruit. Hanggang ngayon wala ka pa rin I love you.
Agoy.
Lagi
Wow.
aray.
Wow. Yeah, unfortunately, Ivan, I can only allow people who are in
It's
the
so hard.
server for proper community events. So yeah, sadly, I can only allow people who are in the Discord.
Ah, still left. Oh, bottom.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on?
What the hell is happening?
Oh, wow. I keep voice acting na damn like, di ako silin yun.
Rar.
Yeah, boy, yeah, sure, okay, sure. Don't worry. You can always back out. That's fine. It glitches my screen. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, by the way, you guys should not be watching my stream cause stream sniping, I guess, or just leave my stream unmuted.
Fish.
Someone left.
Oh man.
Oh, bro, this.
Yoshi, I might be joining only for a few matches because I have things to do. Yeah, sure, Dim. Sure. If you wanted to, and then I'll be able to learn. No problem, buddy. No problem, Dim. You do have the events role right on the server. You can join us on the VC so that we have more chaos and ruining our friendships. I'm joking. Anyways, I'm gonna bomb Discord to headquarters. Give me my band. Oh, what? Why did you get banned? Damn. Alright, 5 more minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes is only what was the, like,
Dude, really imposter.
6, 7.
dude. Roku
6,
Nana.
7.
Roku Nana.
I'm losing my
Gagi.
mind.
Ginawang hapon.
Hey, Yeeks, hello.
Hello, Yik.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Are the others gonna join as well?
Who?
Like
Just waiting for the damn code.
Wei or Eru?
I think Waze is gonna join if the lobby's not full.
Jam.
You're just gonna join in a bit, I think.
Alright, alright. I'm guessing
Hold
we have
on.
like
I'm still
2,
thinking.
4, 6, 8. Probably less than 10 or yeah, less than 10. But I don't know.
Can you speak?
Skip
Well,
7
well,
or count.
well. Hey, Eric.
Yoshi, I'll join later. We're just gonna eat.
Okay, okay. We're gonna start at 8:10 though, so be quick.
Later na lang.
Okay,
Can
sure,
you
sure.
share, Luz?
I'll just join when I can na. Bye. Enjoy.
Sure, bye. Okay, so at
Can't hear
8:10, yeah,
you.
we're gonna start. I'm gonna create the lobby in 4 minutes. Yoshi, I can't be on PC. I glitch out my phone, so I don't wanna watch the stream.
Right.
Oh, okay then. Okay, alright, I came. Alright. So I can't join right now. Maybe later if I get the chance to.
Don't worry.
It's alright, guys. If you guys can't join, that's fine. It's fine. Wait, I have an idea. I have an idea. Oh yeah. By the way, if you guys are like shy to talk on the VC, that's fine. You can just talk in the in-game chat whenever we have like a meeting there. Yoshi. Oh,
Hi.
sorry, Ivan. sorry, I didn't see. I was fixing stuff. I was
If you
fixing
need
stuff.
an
Damn it.
escape ski, just speak Vietnamese to me. Am I cutting out?
Wait,
No.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
I'm gonna create
you
the
can
code
speak
now.
Vietnamese to me if you want. Dotan?
I enjoy by watching only the streamers. Alright, code will be sent here. There you go. Can I join while watching only the stream what? I leave the stream and be there on the PC. Wait, what do you mean, Akim?
Start na pala.
Okay. If we don't have enough people later, maybe I'll give you guys a chance to join who are to the people that are
Ayun.
watching. So that you guys don't have the hassle to join the VC. You guys can just use the in-game chat, I guess. Yoshi, please add a reward like no brain rot whole stream. Why? Why though?
And one more, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Alright.
6. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Oh no, we need one
6,
more.
7.
Ayoko na.
Wait, who's missing?
Luz? Luz yun?
Jesus.
I'm not sure.
Berries here. Nova, Yix, Error. Yeah, I think Lucy, where are you?
I'm here, bro.
Oh. More imposters? Wait.
Isang araw, may bata na nato. Ang bata sa akin na noong kapatid. Ang batang babae na may iba. Ang lesson
I wonder who's
ay
missing.
kahit mahal siya, may mahalik at
Who's Paradinary?
I don't know. Oh,
Oh no, Yix is Europe.
Umalis.
We're in Asia server. Yix, holy ping, dude. Jesus.
You'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
Umalis si...
Yeah.
Umalis siya nag...
Is Loton here? I don't know who's Loton.
But it's Loton, bro.
Yeah, Loton.
Oh my god, I have to go home.
What's the room code? Let me
Maybe I'll join next
Oh.
time. Wait lang, Yoshi.
Lily, are you gonna join as well?
I'm gonna join the next round, maybe. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Oh, Loton.
So you're Loton, eh?
Damn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6. Should I let the other people like in the chat join here? Bad at line. That's fine, Lily. Come join us. We need more people. We need more people. Alright, you guys said sure. Alright. I'm gonna put the code in the stream then. MGE. Alright, there it is. Okay, if you guys are gonna join, to the people who are like watching my stream right now, if you guys are gonna join, click off the stream right now. Alright, there's the code. Click off my stream right now, please. I dare you.
Run away from me,
shit, I
Loton.
pinned something.
Don't run away from me.
Yeah, no stream snipe. Watch. Imagine I got imposter and then someone put an emergency meeting. Guys, Yoshi's an imposter. Trust me, bro. There's no source. Trust me, bro. Oh man, you still have research, Lily. Mamaya na yan. Alright, I'm joking. Good luck with your research then.
Oh, Loton, if you want to change your name, it's in the menu somewhere.
Yeah, what?
You look for it.
Man, I'm bad at lying, Lily.
Yeah, what?
I'm open as a freaking book. Right. 8:15. We're gonna start at 8:15. Who are the people?
You open as a book, but I don't read.
Touché. Damn.
I don't know.
Want the room closed down? If the room will close down, I'm gonna force to start. Then.
Alright.
Wait, there's no background. No wonder there's no music. Who joined?
Slightly green is back.
Why does Loton have no name? Bro, think he's Null from
Hey.
Minecraft.
At least we found how to change his name.
Loton Kalo. Name captain.
Oh, this.
Damn, who's this? Got no name. We got a sussy imposter
Loton?
then. Oh no.
Loton gone.
Wait, Phoebe, are you using like Steam version of Among Us?
Yeah?
Loton said it's not available on Play Store.
But it's not like the name.
It's not available on like to install on the phone.
Oh.
That like the typical Vietnam thingy. Use it.
That's
Oh,
weird. I mean,
damn.
I used to play it back in the day too, and I haven't.
She sent the code. I thought I sent the code, Lucy. I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna pin the code. Oh, there it is. Wait, I send it again. Alright, there it is, Lucy.
Jake? Oh.
Oh, rip.
Someone's downloading the game.
Ivan, if the room is gonna close, I'm gonna have to force to start the game. You can just join probably in the next game.
Next game.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me check if you guys can be heard on the. Yeah, that's fine.
If we can be heard on stream, yeah. You can hear myself.
I'm just checking because sometimes last time during the VOD it was muted because I muted the VOD track on.
Audio track?
Yeah. How to change to free chat? Wait, I thought I have free chat on. Yeah, I do. Age restriction, I guess. I don't know.
God, Yoshi, look at my PNG. I'm so tiny.
Is that you like the flame?
Yeah.
Why do you have that?
What is my character when I stream?
Oh, that's crazy. Damn.
I totally forgot to resize it.
Alright. Can I edit joystick placement in a game or what? I think. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not on mobile though. I'm on PC. Oh, Yoshi, next stream you play. Next stream we play. Pardon me. What? Oh, next game. Okay. Man, a lot. Oh shit.
Oh, it's gonna close in a minute.
Alright. I'm gonna start now. Like 45, whatever it hits 45 seconds. You guys are gonna mute when the game starts, okay? We can only unmute if we're on the meeting.
Hey.
Alright. See you later. Oh shit. Oh shit. God damn, this early. God damn. Damn, lots of death, that's sad.
Fucking.
I heard Loton swear. Dude, I heard Loton swear, holy shit. What is
Anyone
it?
dead yet? No.
Hello.
No. I mean, three imposters. I got anxious.
Wait, 1, 2, 3.
What?
Holy shit! I should have set to 2. God damn.
Dude, I was fully expecting someone to be dead already.
Wait, 1, 2, 3.
Wait,
Oh my god. Okay, I should have.
Disconnection.
I should have changed that to like, I don't know, 2 imposters, I guess.
Wait, am I unmuted?
Yeah, you're unmuted,
no.
Nova.
You wanna just ban someone? I mean, not ban. I mean,
Wait.
vote.
Kick someone. Vote
Yeah.
I think
someone.
if you vote someone, there's 3 imposters.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta set it to
we
2.
have a high chance of just hitting one.
Yeah.
Okay, so ini,
So-
mini, mini.
Any, mini, mini, moo.
Voting.
I
Yeah.
voted.
Girl, bye. If he hollers, let him go.
Wait, it's anonymous.
No.
Voting myself.
For the ejection, it's anonymous, but for the voting, there's colors.
Oh no.
Oh shit. Nilagang femboy.
Wait,
Bro.
my God.
We are getting killed. We're getting.
We're getting mute. God damn. Wait, what are we doing? Man, Loton disconnected. Loton disconnected. Poor Loton. Got freaking disconnected. Lily, sama ka nga. That research can wait. Alright, I'm joking. Holy shit! What the fuck did you guys do? What the fuck did you guys do? Damn. Alright, That's so
GG.
unfair. That's so unfair.
Anticlimactic.
Nice, very
Let's do it again. Holy shit, 3 imposters.
Hey, got 210.
2 imposters. And
Very-
Come on,
very
into the...
I gotta say I somehow suspect all the wrong person.
I almost voted myself out. Oh my god.
What does confirm ejects do? Does it like show if it's the imposter or not?
Probably.
I think it does.
Confirm ejects.
Probably that.
Yeah, alright. I'll turn that off then, because I thought. Alright.
Someone came to the...
So who's joining? Wait, do we have the same? Do we have the same code or? Yeah, we still have the same code. We still have the same code. Gonna pop it on. Gonna pop it
Loton,
on.
my dear, come on.
Alright. Did I pin the? Oh, I'm stupid. Unpin after. Manually unpin. Okay, there you go. There it is.
I haven't said voice from him.
Munchie?
No, Loto. Damn, what is up with Loto?
PNPT cracking you, Loton.
Maybe Discord is like making it lag. Did I freak out? When we were like in the game, I heard Loton fucking sir like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stayed back in the cafeteria and he just disappeared.
Why are there 2 me's?
Oh.
Yeah, that.
Imposter.
Balls in my hair.
Oh, it's really green.
Can I put my balls in your jaws?
Pose. Let me see it.
Can I?
Did you see my face? Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking.
Hold on, game audio. Game too loud. I said too low. Right, there it is.
Where's the Yoshi?
Imposter.
Oh my gosh.
Yoshi,
Imposter?
gun imposter.
Damn,
Vote
this
Yoshi,
er-
which one?
Wait, where's there? Dude. You're not slick, buddy. Look at the eye.
But
Look at the eye. The eye on the other one is capital. Is this considered as like self-cessed?
Where's Dirty Yoshiro?
What?
There's an imposter among us.
Wait, I'm gonna double check the freaking lobby again. Should we rotate
Among Us.
should we change every map every round?
depends.
Depends. Alright, yeah, we have 5 maps. The next map's gonna be Mira HQ. I don't know the map of the others, so I don't know the layout of the others. Hello,
Yeah, because I only know
Warzone. Welcome. How are we doing? Warzone? Did I say that correctly? To the street. Oh dang! Thanks for the follow, man. Thank you. Alright, should we start now, guys?
You should get one more.
3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, how many in the VC? 2, 4, 6, 8. And then one probably on one that's not in the VC.
Yeah, but
So impostor.
Yeah.
Why can't you get in, Ivan? Actually, if you can choose if you gave birth or took a shit.
Oh, what?
What? Is it like the same thing except the one is like alive? Wait, who even is this dude?
What is it?
What is happening? Alright, so who is this? Oh, it's the fellow stream watcher viewer I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, if you're like watching my stream and you're in the game, either you mute it or click off my stream. No stream sniping.
Should we
Alright.
start? There's like 10 people.
Yeah, let's start. We already have 10 players.
BB8. Good enough.
Yeah, 2 imposters. Let's go. And the Vesto Meeple. Oh shit, gotta unmute. The Vesto Meeple. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated, man. Thank you. I am a crewmate. Wait, do I have tasks on the oh yeah, there's a task here. Man, Lawton left again. Oh, poor dude, man. I feel bad for him. Someone get the man. Like what's the Elon Musk Wi-Fi again? Starlink? Is it Starlink? Metaverse? I don't know. Here. Dude, it's so weird playing it on a big screen because I'm so used to it playing on Yikes.
Bro,
Well, someone died.
I almost walked past him.
Where did you see the body then?
Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck did I say? I forgot.
Bro, you reported the body.
Click on the map.
The bottom corner map thing. Cafeteria, I
Where?
think?
Yawa.
Yeah, cafeteria. I think I saw it there.
I have a suspicion, Yix. Where did you like? I don't know. I was like the first one to enter on that contamination zone, and I just saw Yix going down.
No, I was the first one who entered.
Hmm.
I went up to do my task on the left side, and then I saw
Right.
you.
Man, if
Wait,
only
why
I
did
know.
you not
see
report it?
If
orange.
only I know the task on that map. Jeez. Alright,
Alright, why did you report it?
I'll accept that.
Oh. You're gonna go in?
Should we?
I think nothing's happened yet.
Nothing. We don't have any evidence.
Yeah, I'm skipping.
I mean, why
And
not
skipping
go?
as well.
I'm voting.
Also, Lucy, is it alright for like to lessen the soundboard since it can be heard on stream?
Yeah.
Wait, I can, what am I doing? I can just mute the soundboard. Oh, hey, Ate Nani. You can join next game. I thought you're the host.
I
can.
vote. You guys, gonna last. Why is the voting so long?
76 seconds.
Someone's not skipping.
Someone's
6 or 7.
Asia and Basic Pound.
Vote. Oh my gosh.
Alright, I forgot we don't have the other people in the VC, so they might not get what's like happening.
Oh, they're not in the VC?
Yeah. Some people are like from the viewers here. Maybe stealing some
RIP.
small folks' identity. I forgot you're the host. I can. The purple is mine, Munchie.
I get
Alright, time to mute. Or mute, I mean. Oh, hey, baby, welcome. Care to join us? Amogus. Satsibaka gameplay. Eren Jaeger. Wait. You're doing that. Oh wait, I'm supposed to do 81149. I hate how there's 2 people on me. I feel like I'm gonna get ganged up. Can join? Sorry. Alright, that's fine. So we still have 2 imposters, so I'm gonna go here. Oops. It's 8:30. I've got an appointment. Sure, I came. All right. Thank you for joining us. Oh jeez, I thought I was gonna be the one who's gonna enter the event. No, wanna be. Poor flower. Oh well, I could join, but the thing is, I can't play. So what's the point? Alright, touche. Laboratory launchpad. Damn it. Phoebe and Nova are there. Interesting. Hey, Pingu. Wanna join us? We have like 8 people here. 8 or 9. 6 or 7, I guess. Rakunana. Wait, I should stop that. Wait, how many? Oh jeez, how many people are left? Okay, so we have like. Jeez, I thought I was dead. Jesus Christ. I got like a near-death experience.
So when that guy left, got killed.
One guy left. One guy died.
2 guys left.
And that
What
was the guy that
yeah.
left. The guy that died.
Oh, I see. God damn, we don't have
Greenhouse?
fucking evidence.
One.
We're in map.
Who's in the
I can't see where it's in the map though. We're in map.
It's been way too quiet. I mean, they're not killing enough. You guys want to just go off and like do tasks and just.
We're
win.
already finished with the task. We're almost finished.
Like they're not gonna do it fast enough. They're not gonna kill us.
Oh, laboratory. Man, I wasn't there. Yeah, I wasn't there. I was in like.
I mean, I'm almost done with
cafeteria
my
to greenhouse.
I'm gonna follow someone.
I mean, you and Nova have been like pretty close.
No, but all 3 of us were together that round.
Really.
Bro, you're blind.
I haven't played Danganronpa. I don't have the logic of like the MC there.
I mean, I'm brain mush. Dude, why is no one talking?
Alright,
Pretty
nothing. I'm
absurd.
skipping.
In the chat, so people are talking in the chat.
Oh, no, I
Hmm.
did.
What do you mean? It's definitely me. I literally defended you. You to watch out. What the hell?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
Like a
Try-
wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, you are.
I'm voting blue.
I'm voting.
I don't know. We don't have any evidence.
I'm voting blue.
Wait, you guys are voting blue?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
why-
voting red.
Cause why?
Wait, you should have told me. I would have voted that guy too. But I skipped.
God,
no. Rar.
XD.
If you told me sooner, then yeah, I would have voted him.
Damn, light still not fixed. God damn it. Among Us? I'll prefer to do things on my own. Well, that's what Leon would said. Among Us? I prefer to do things on my own. Man, could never be him. That was a bad pickup line. One line joke. Wait. Oh. God damn it.
What happened?
What up now?
Are we gonna vote blue?
Can someone join me in the laboratory?
What?
Lab?
And the,
I
the
mean-
top thing. The top. I don't know where it is.
Laboratory? I mean,
It's on the
open the map,
decontamination.
Nova.
We have
Yeah,
a map,
yeah, so
Nova.
we can-
Did you just pull up
Hey,
like
sure, yeah.
an emergency
I'm,
meeting
yeah.
just to
I need
ask
to go
that?
to reactor.
Nah, I wanted. So we can vouch for each other.
Yeah. We can go there. I'm going to reactor, bro.
So PB and Yoshi.
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go
I'm gonna
to
vote.
laboratory since I'm going there also.
Yeah.
Should we
My
still
tasks are finished now. After laboratory.
heard blue?
I hate the color blue. What do you guys think? What do you think?
I don't know.
I'm gonna vote him. I voted blue.
I don't like the
My
color blue.
evidence are full. Very full.
Damn.
I'm gonna skip.
You
Full
voted just
100%.
because you don't like the color blue. Mega Mind would be so
No, I just
disappointed,
vote-
dude.
Damn.
No, I love the color blue. I'm just voting.
Oh my god, you guys are evil.
I'm gonna get cancelled. Okay, it's anonymous.
Oh!
Damn!
Well,
Hey!
what do you
Hey!
know?
Well. Wait, who's the
We only
other
voted
imposter
one,
though?
Oh wait, I think it's Lawton.
I think it's Loton or the other one that
Yeah,
left
it's-
because
no, it's
they said
Loton.
they're
Loton's
gonna
not
leave
here.
on the stream.
Look, Lawton's
Who
not
is
here.
in the
The
call
blue
with
one.
you? I am with
Thank you,
with the members
Ow.
of my server. If you want to like join us,
I knew it was
you
blue.
can join the server and then get the event
Yeah, of
roles.
course. My evidence was like.
Then you can
Uh,
gain access to
but they
I have a
killed
lot
the
of-
bird.
Hey, I got no evidence. I was just monologuing, but yeah.
yeah, same.
I had a lot of
Join.
evidence.
You gonna join us, sis?
I sniff.
Alright, code is here. I'm gonna send it again.
Hey, why am I brown? What the fuck? Why am I brown?
Haha.
Who stole my
Uh-huh.
fucking name?
You see my facial expressions? This is the face of a cunning detective.
Discord.
Bro, why do I have why do I have a
Alright,
Hello.
here's the server link. If you wanna join.
Wait.
Here it is. It's
Why do you
it's
have a
it's on
copy?
the
why do I
stream.
have a clone? What the heck?
That's a second Nova.
What?
Why the hell do I have a clone?
VPTS.
I love that.
We get
I can imagine your frustration, Loton. Your
Imagine
bloodshot
if you get imposter
eyes.
Did we start?
Huh?
Hold on, I'm
Let's
waiting
say
for.
imposter.
Yo, Atinani, you gonna join?
Jack Among Us is free, my guy.
I'm Wispit-sealed. I'm the pink one.
Oh, okay.
It's not 2022 anymore. Among Us is free now.
I mean, on mobile. Yeah.
I mean, it's free on Steam too, I think.
Oh, really? Thought it's paid for like, I don't know, less than $5.
I think at one point, like when it released, it used to be paid and then it's free. And I don't know about now. 6, 7.
6, 7,
I'm gonna
small
kill you
Nova.
first. I'm gonna kill you first.
This is the real me. Ah! No, don't copy my name, bro.
Stop
Damn it.
modeling.
Who's copying my name?
Who's Mo?
Is
Why?
my server link
Dang.
working? I swear. If it's invalid again, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Yes, it is working. Damn. Who's that?
Who dying?
Who's in an ambulance right now? Did they get
Who
killed
killed
by the
everyone?
imposter?
Who got reported IRL?
I think they got killed by the fucking imposter.
No, someone got reported in real life. Dude.
That's crazy.
Mid ambulance.
My outer league here, bro.
Are we waiting for anyone?
Oh wait, someone joined the server. It's yeah, here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Who are you again?
Who's who? Who's who?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we have 10 and then 1 that is not on VC. Alright, I guess we can start now. We can start.
Are we starting? Let me get away from this.
Hey,
Alright, we starting. Let me change the map again. Hold this. Wait, let's do. Wait, let's do.
who's copying my name, bro?
Let's do 2 rounds before we change the map. Changing the map. Okay, let's go to Mira again.
Okay. Then why? 4, 3, 2,
Good luck.
1. Good luck. Lawton, don't disconnect.
Man, Damn, I'm not an fucking imposter. Not the imposter. Man. No, I'm not discussing baka. Oh, we have two tasks here. Alright. Speedrun any percent. Oh, we have. I'm safe. I'm freaking safe. Safe gang. I'm safe. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Wait, dude. Damn, that body was so close. What the hell?
Yeah.
It was just outside medbay.
Oh, okay. Queen, I
What?
know.
I didn't see anything. Hey, who killed Bobby and Luz? What the heck? I'm reporting 6-7. I'm reporting yellow.
Wait, how do I vote again?
Di pa nga
Well,
nagchat-chat pa
voting
not
kanina.
begins
yet.
in 8 seconds. Yeah.
Report yellow.
Oh, okay.
My
Dude.
person.
Hey, you
I
guys
know.
saw me. I'm safe. I was in medbay. I was doing the scan. I think white
Maybe
saw
we
me.
should skip vote. It's still early in
Yeah,
the game, though.
yeah, sure.
Agreed.
Why can't you see like the green, the thingy?
The
I
green,
think we.
Medbay.
the green what?
The animation, like the animation. Don't you have like an right there? No, white yellow.
Yeah, I'm gonna note that, Nova. Why can't you see the green outline of the fucking animation? Isn't that like the indicates on if you're the imposter or not? Oh my gosh, did he just give it away? Why can't I see the green outlines? Isn't like that? Isn't that like an imposter thingy? You can't do tasks though. You can only fake them. I mean, it kind of give it. I mean. All right. I don't know. Or maybe. I'm so dead. 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 I am vulnerable here. I am gonna get touched. I am gonna get touched. Here. I am gonna get touched. There's two people here. Guess I'm almost done with the task, so. Error. Would have been cool if it had like voice chat. I know there's a mod there, but it's only on PC. Like PC compatible. Wait, you just bought
what's
oh,
happening?
alright then, alright.
Okay.
Okay, so
I
what?
thought,
Okay.
nah, I thought something happened.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot on laboratory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I thought a lot was dead.
Wait, no, but you said that you don't have the green outlines, right?
I didn't see the green thingy on your med bay.
Wait,
Oh,
what
okay,
do you?
okay.
What do you?
I thought you don't
The
have the green
animation.
outlines.
What?
Like when you're doing a task, there's an
Skip
outline
vote.
on when you can interact.
Yeah, we have. Why?
Just I thought you were. I had like a speculation. Cause
Still vote
usually
yellow.
Vicious.
vote yellow. Why?
Cause you stole my.
No, I'm skipping. I'm skipping.
Okay, good luck.
Alright, looks like Wee Wee's gonna join as well. And I'm almost done. Poor Loton. He got disconnected again. I know there's like a keybind here. This one. Yeah, there's like a key. That's like a keybind there. I'm gonna check the. What's it called again? The thing where you can. Oh wait, wrong way. It was supposed to be damn it. 52327. 52327. Easy. That work. Can I? Wait. 523. 523. 27. 52327. Oh. Past southwest, northwest, southwest. Man. I don't know. Here it is, admin. Can I not use? Oh yeah, I can. 3 people there. Why are you guys here? Just wanna watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, they are taking their time, huh? They are taking their time. And you're AFK. Eru? Hello? Yikes. Thank gosh I don't have. Literally use my neighbor's Wi-Fi and it lasts so much longer. All right, wait, you can join next round. Yeah. Southwest. 2 on there. Error is with Nova. Error is with. Yellow is with blue. Wait, yellow is still alive. Oh no. Oh no, I think it's yellow. Oh no, I think it's yellow. Oh no. Oh no, I think it's yellow. Oh! Dude, I was just dude, what the hell?
Okay, wait.
I found it on the locker room near like the contaminations, like on the hallway. Cause
Okay.
I was on like
Yes,
checking
was
the
the fast.
thing, the motion sensors. And then
Who's small Nova?
Where?
Oh, yeah.
there's 2 small levels. The original one
Yellow,
is
yellow
original.
seems suspicious.
Yeah, vote yellow.
But I'm gonna skip though. I don't have enough evidence.
Dude, when the lights turned on, I just saw like a body outside the hallway.
Damn you kill EX. Gonna vengeance.
Ah,
It's Yoshi all along.
Yoshi sus, for real.
mind control. It ain't me. I did
Wait,
the
it's right
medbay. I did the medbay animation. Like, come on.
Oh, never.
I'm safe.
Yeah, Yoshi. Safe. No,
Oh.
almost there.
Oh no.
Hey, he left. Yay.
Damn, imagine. It ain't. It's not him then. It's not him. I gotta restart my stream manager on Twitch. There it is. What? Now do know what left. Disconnected. Wait, did you got like disconnected or something? Hold on, I gotta remove the code now. There it is. Hello, VTube Pro 4. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Is there like next in this server, I guess? Why your sound so low? Is it on the game? On the game or on my mic? Your voice. Oh, really? It's the highest. No, voice crack. It is the highest on my OBS. Oh, space to interact. I'm going the wrong way. No, I'm not. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be on the other one. Supposed to be on Who the hell is who the heck?
Blue.
Is the
Blue.
imposters
It was
too
blue.
punishing? It was
It
blue.
was the same guy.
Oh, it's Eru.
It's Eru.
Wait, no, not the same person.
I'm gonna kill.
Oh, you're not gonna log in pa?
Ngayon ang login ko, mahal. Get these.
No, I think Blue has some.
Sorry, we're waiting for additional people on this on the game. Sorry, but if I but I'll see if like there's no more people joining. All right, next map then. Is that Polis? What's the code? The code Wiwi, if you want. Hold on. The code is
The PT guy here.
here. Alright, the code's there. Alright. I don't know how to mix people who are outside the VC and people who are
So is
in.
that your one line? Are you like a Pokemon?
Alright, I think I'm gonna set the kill cooldown to like 30 seconds.
You could add like crewmate roles,
What?
like guardian angel, detective, Sarah.
Oh, that one. I find
Yeah,
it like
and
overwhelming to be
impossible.
not gonna lie. I don't know why.
Hey, Jack is here.
Oh, hey Jack. Dude, someone buy
Hello,
Loton like a
everyone.
Starlink. Like the poor guy, he's disconnecting mid-match.
Wait.
Someone signed this guy up for a mobile data.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's pretty bad.
Alright, someone's still. Oh wait.
Yeah, but
Wait.
Wait. Wait.
Wait. What's good, my man?
Wait.
if we do like 3.
Alright. Poster did Loton. Oh, it's Nova.
How do I change my name here in Among Us?
You need to leave the game, I think, so that you can change your name.
Ah, okay.
I can't tell
Yeah,
which
never
Nova is
mind.
real, which one is fake.
There's two Novas. I'm getting confused. Who's the real one?
Which one is the imposter?
Just I'm the leaf. I'm the guy with the leaf on
This one, the
his head.
what's that color again? Is that gray?
It's sand.
Soil. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, we have two people with the same name.
Damn. 11. Real Nova. That's more inconvincing.
No, that's me. Oh shit.
Even if they're
I'm
real
real
low.
low.
Kyle,
Oh wait. Oh wait, there's two
I'm
whispers.
real low.
Kyle, then.
I'm pink.
Wow. We're still with everyone. No, there's not.
Can someone change your name, please? The one with the fake. Ow!
What?
What?
Typhoon!
was
It's a typhoon!
that?
I guess not it.
Guys, can we have individuality?
Yes, individuality. It is
Yes,
on the small
individuality.
2026. We have individuality now.
Nightwing.
They look like a duo, just facing away from each other.
Brothers in crime. Alright, shall we get started now? I'm gonna start it.
Yes.
Wait.
Relax.
Lotan's gonna
Wait,
disconnect in the
oh,
first
oh.
1 minute. I'm calling it now.
Oh, wait.
Someone disconnected again. I feel like it's Loton. Is it Loton? I don't know. Is there a shortcut? Tab. Okay, tab for maps. That I don't need to click. Easy. That work. I know cis is the tan colored one. Just need to keep that in. Why's that locked? Hello? Oh wait, that's weird.
My task.
Damn. So
Ready.
wait.
3 dead already? Damn.
2 dead, 1 disconnected.
Oh.
Yeah.
Already? Damn. I haven't finished my first task.
Try to start the satellites coming up your way.
Oh,
Let's just find the
no.
body.
No.
They were just outside the lab.
Laboratory then. I was doing the gas on storage and near the dropship, so I didn't really had the speculation. What,
We
skip?
were just like everyone there, and then that boy just.
What? Why me? Who's doing my task
Yes.
after my office?
Why not?
I'm freaking skipping. I'm skipping.
Skip.
Damn.
Nobody has grudge on this wall. Sorry, guys.
Very bad.
Easy. I remember that. I remember back then that it was so hard to do. I find it hard. Just need to like swipe it like at a. This is locked again. Where's that? Oh, nice. Munchie, are you like outside Asia? Because we have because we're in Asia server. Maybe that's why. Hey, Yikes. Someone's watching the camera. Looky here. It's not on. Alright. I'll let you do that. Again. be a dead man, right? I'm gonna be a dead man. Never mind. Oh. Easy. I'm already done with the task, boy. Oh, you're Filipino? Oh, damn. Sorry about that. Looks like PLDT is acting up again, huh? That's right. Like last week, PLDT was so bad. It was like on my midterms. Thankfully, I wasn't streaming on that time. I gave myself some time to do some projects, but it is so bad, especially in the evening. Oh, alright, nice. Someone watching the cams. Alright, Lotan as always. Door. Why is everything closed? Where body? Four people are dead.
Where's the body?
Found it outside of laboratory.
Oh.
Damn, I really don't know who. Loton's just been checking the cameras. I'm done with the task. Loton, are you done with the task?
I'm surprised that Loton hasn't disconnected yet.
No, oh dude. Do the task. Unless you want us to lose. Unless you're the imposter, huh? Did you look at my 20 starting satellites? Journey do not know who.
Louise.
No, I'm gonna skip. Maybe it's telling them to have my own identity. Yeah, I guess, yeah. But yeah, please do change your name. Do not impersonate someone in the chat. It's gonna be really in the game. It's gonna be really confusing. We want the game to be like to be fun for everyone. Okay. I truly do not know who it is. I'm gonna check. Hello. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear Pizza. For fun, then something. Wait, someone's dead! Yix is there, Loton's there. I think Loton's safe. Wait, someone's dead! Loton. The hell? Yeah, someone's dead. Where's Wiwi's body? I gotta find the dude. Yeah, Wiwi's dead. Okay, so I was with Yix and Loton. Where is Lucy and we only have one imposter left.
The body was near weapons, outside weapons.
Outside what?
And
Near
someone guide me
weapons.
how to go to the other room.
Dude, I was with Jix and Loton and I was checking the vital signs and then I saw Wiwi died and I was skedaddling. Maybe he died on the lights since no one was fixing them. But dude, I'm guessing it's I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have like two more imposters. Dude, I'm guessing it's I'm guessing it's Lucy or huh? Oh shit.
Even near the. I was like, sorry.
I feel like it's Lucy or Wispy.
I was like, sorry. And the body was like
Not.
in weapons.
I was checking cams and
can't
Wispy
go
was
to the
up
other room,
laboratory.
This was on laboratory.
I'm a
think.
bit lost.
Damn, looks like it's sis then.
So it
Looks
might
like
be a
it's P.
self-report.
It's not. I can't go to the other room. I'm a bit lost.
That's what the imposter would say.
No, I
Oh
can't.
my god.
I genuinely
find
feels
my
like
way.
it's Lucy, and the second option is sis. We're gonna be so cooked. It's anonymous, so please, 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 please. Damn!
Yeah.
GG's.
Damn, you lose.
Hello, can you hear me well? Hello?
Hello,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
So, it was.
Alright.
I knew it was Lucy.
Because I know in that.
Just do it first.
Alright, there you go, Monchi. Nice. And I think Loton's missing.
You. Let me play the game. Let me play the game.
it's like the monkey gif with like shaking the cage violently.
I thought you were talking about our reporter, but okay.
I wanna play the game.
Let me in. Let me in.
I think, yeah, that's meme. It's more like,
I got disconnected.
damn.
Loton, you're the only one left.
Hold on.
The hell is that question?
Wait, who?
Damn. Is there any other sleepers? No.
I gotta turn up Loton's volume.
Wait.
Alright, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, looks like everyone's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. Oh yeah, it's 0, right. Alright, everyone ready?
If I die first again, I'm gonna crash out. Yes.
Alright, I'm starting.
Just don't get killed, you know? Just don't get killed.
Shut up. Yeah, right.
Cute.
If only it was
Vote
that
loser.
fucking easy.
Water first.
God damn it, I'm not
I'm
the
gonna be
imposter.
voted for. Nova, what did I do?
Toot. Ding.
You killed me last round.
What the hell is this? Oh. And, oh, there you go. Phoebe, get off me. Phoebe. Dude, why the fuck are you following me? Dude. I need to be with people. What the? Phoebe, why the hell are you following me, dude?
I don't want to die first, and you have not died.
I was running around in the office, and then I found the body on like outside
I know you were
communications.
scared, but I don't care. I don't want to die.
Come on, I'm scared as hell, man. I'm scared as well. Because I found the
Yeah, real
body
question is, why did
on
you kill Nova?
communications.
Yeah, real question is, why did you kill Nova?
Offer.
Yoshi?
Could be.
What?
Could be anyone else.
Why did you kill Nova?
I didn't kill Nova. You were following me.
Yeah, but I split up at the end when the light turns off.
It was
couldn't
dark.
see anything.
I only saw a button that you can report. It was on outside communications.
It's like communication.
Oh.
It was on the
Sure,
fences.
buddy,
It was outside near the fences of the electrical. Okay.
Why
Oh.
the why are we voting?
I'm gonna skip. I have a station on
Hold on.
Cove.
I'm sorry. I'm on.
Are you skipping?
Goddamn.
Alright, fine.
Alright, I'm skipping.
I slow down.
Damn. Thank you so much. You know, if I got more votes, I'll become president. Goodbye.
Nova keeps following. I mean, Phoebe keeps following me. I'm scared. He might touch me without consent. Alright. Oh, it's all the way there. I'm not gonna bother fix it. I'm not gonna bother fixing the lights. Oh my. Oh damn, Manchi, you keep disconnecting. You are the equivalent of Loton here. Oh, it's in the fucking bathroom. Alright, nice. Oh, weapons. That's 3 imposters. Oh, you're the other imposter, huh? God damn. Out of all the people. That was very unlucky. Pat munch. Pat there. Don't worry. Well, at least we know we only have 1 imposter left. And we are not giving a chance to win. We're not giving these imposters a chance to win. Oh, I'm done. I'm gonna check the cams then. Also, I feel like it's not on again. Yeah. Okay, yeah, as expected. Okay. Sis is there, Yix is there, Wise, Aurora. I've used all my imp luck. 2 people are not. Well, there's no dead. Someone's not dead yet. Oh, you're not checking the cams? Alright, I'm gonna check it if you're not checking it. Let's see. Oh, baby. Alright. I know what to do. He's checking cams. Oh? Someone's still not dead. Wow! Wow, interesting. Oh, hey, baby. Someone. Wow, someone. Oh.
Someone might have just vented in front of me.
Who?
Wispy. Fucking green. Not green.
What do you mean?
Tan.
Dan.
Where did they
Vegetation.
Where'd they vent?
You know how like
Vent. I was doing the test.
in the laboratory,
Uh-huh.
there was in the lab, right? You know how in that one corner there's a
Oh,
vent,
like in the
and I
bathroom?
saw it pop. Yeah, I saw it
Nice.
pop
There
out
was a
through the
test
wall.
in the bathroom,
Right.
right?
Really?
Guys,
I mean, there
Hear
was,
me
but
out,
like
hear me out.
In the
I don't know.
bathroom.
guys, hear me out.
Okay, wait. How many tasks left? Basically, how many tasks left?
Hold on, I gotta increase your volume, dude.
How many times?
No, I've already completed my task. The last one was in the bathroom.
I'm not buying it.
Wait, what is up with my audio? What?
I'm not buying it.
Am I there? Wait.
Wait.
Okay, my audio for some reason cut off. Like you guys, your voices were like outside, like away from the mic. I'm voting, sis. Sorry, sis.
You know what? I'm Crispy. I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna follow you. And
Damn.
Damn.
No need, I've already done.
Damn.
if I die,
Trust me, guys.
give me
I will bring
Sacrifice the
victory.
Oh yeah, by the way, we
microphone.
only have one imposter left. Someone disconnected.
Okay.
Are you sure about that?
Hey.
Well, someone said in the chat on my stream, so anyway. I don't know, Munchie, could you be gaslighting me? Am I sabotaging my whole team as a crewmate? Are you the man behind this?
Wait, pause. Isn't that like metagaming or?
I finished all of my tasks. Worry.
Let me try something else.
What's wrong with Loton?
I feel like whoever said that was last game.
Hi,
Wait.
Yoshi. I'm just gonna join
This
next
game.
round.
Oh hey bunny. Alright, you can join next round.
Maybe I think I was
How
wrong.
do we-
I think I was wrong about the
Oh,
ban.
Yoshi? Yoshi,
How do we
Yoshi.
know who's the
Yeah,
imposter?
wait.
I'm just gonna
Um,
watch the stream.
Isn't it like metagaming to say that looking at your chat that one imposter got outed?
Oh,
Because
okay.
if you think
Oh.
about it, like the imposter, like the last imposter, clutch.
That was
Same.
last game with Yoshi.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have said that there was only one
Oh.
imposter left.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Let the imposter
But
clutch.
it's fine, it's not your fault.
L streamer.
Yeah.
Fucking cancel me on
No,
X now.
I could have taken advantage of that.
Damn. Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Who
Next
was
map.
the imposter in the last game?
It was me.
Six?
Ah,
Wait, is this guy the imposter again? 3 times in a row?
Yeah!
Oh my
Yoshi was
god!
No way.
The code?
I hate you!
Yeah, for the
The
Wait,
code
wait,
is
wait.
in the VC. MGEWTG.
Alright, hold on.
Okay.
Let me use the bathroom real quick.
I'm gonna leave the game. I'm gonna change my name.
GEWTG.
Loton, you got this, bro.
Oh my god. Jesus. What do you mean? Hold on, let me reset my mouse. It's lagging myself. Hold on. Hold on, Yoshi.
Wait.
There we go. I don't know. The code. What's the code again? I forgot. MGE.
Nobody among us.
Okay, there we go. Joining right now. There I am. Hey! You all have the good colors. Okay. Let's
What do
go.
you mean good colors? What the hell does that mean?
Yoshi, go na.
Is everyone here? Where's Loton?
I'm
I'm
on.
always gonna check on
Good color.
Loton.
Is
Loton, are you
Loton
still with
even
us?
here? Loton.
I am gonna use the
Loton,
voice
give us a
box on
sign.
you. Loton, how many pickles
Give
can
us
you
a
shove up your
sign.
ass?
Where are you?
9? 91? 910? Damn. I have Auto oh my god, after 6 minutes! Wow. You can get penalty if you disconnect mid-match. God
What
damn,
the-
that's sad.
What?
Damn.
When does Among Us get so serious?
I guess you have to wait.
Among Us is
for
that serious, I guess.
Yeah, where's Among
Or
Us
log
rank?
in.
When's it coming out?
Imagine the matchmaking's gonna be crazy. Alright, I guess we'll
Esports,
start now.
when's it coming out, bro?
We'll start it
Oh, hey
for now.
Winter, hello. Here to join us.
You gotta join next match.
Hold on, let me add you, Yoshi. Hold on. Where the hell are you?
Among Us collab with RE when?
Add you to a friend request.
I'm gonna start now.
Yoshi. I
Oh,
sent you
alright.
a friend request.
Accept your friend request.
Okay. Mute na, guys.
And an imposter. I forgot to probably lower the. What? Oh. Engine room, I guess. Wow, wow, that's new. That's new. Wow. we can never hear that sound normally. We can never hear that normally now. I mean audio only, yet you gave it away. Again, just mute my stream. Mute my stream or probably just click off, cause that's still considered as like stream sniping. Lawton? Oh shit, Lucy got disconnected. Is that an AK? Can we grab it and protect ourselves? If you're the crewmate, yeah. If you're like the imposter, I guess. What? Oh, damn! Yeah, yo, this is like Lawton, POV Lawton finding a good internet so that he can just join the match. Oh man. Money? AFK? Man, this map is huge. Lawton and his VNPT. I swear, dude. He's been disconnecting for like the past 30 minutes. I feel bad for him. Oh? Ah, yes. I'm washing my stains. When you're a bad connection competition and your opponent's low. I'm out. 1.3 seconds. Imagine if Lawton has like a good internet. Has a good internet. It's gonna. What the? Huh? What? What? Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on. Wait, how do I. Here? Here? What? Wait, how do I access that? Dude. Oh, do I need to go around then? God damn it. 1 minute. We have 1 minute left. Oh. Thank gosh. Oh, hey, Kim. Wanna join? We have like 11 people here. Oh, I thought that was a dead bot. Huh?
What happened?
It's
Nova?
so quiet. No one's height. Wow. I mean, that's impressive.
Bro, I do not
That's
get this map.
I
This
do not know
map
this
is so
map. It's-
big.
Yeah.
It's so big.
Just check up. We're alive, Nova.
What happened, Nova?
Yeah, we
We
gonna.
muted Nova.
Vote Nova.
my
He's
God.
he's
Ah,
he's
Why are you
using the
wasting your
emergency meeting
meetings?
with no purpose.
Much? Damn.
Why are you projecting on others?
I'm
Oh, come on. I'm gonna skip. I mean, it's been peaceful.
No, that's not it.
And I think it might be Yoshi because he doesn't know how to kill people.
I'm
Damn.
doing the pacifist route, baby.
People are
Yeah.
just
So it is you.
What the fuck you mean me?
You said you're doing pacifist. Can we vote you out?
Okay.
That's not a crewmate!
Yoshi.
Frick you beat pacifist route. Would have slimed everyone. Ah, damn it. Oh no. Geeks? 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 Oh. I thought I was gonna get slimed. Wee. That's cute. Man, this map is huge. Holy. I have never played on this map. I only played like the default one and the second one, the airship thingy. The second map. I don't know the names. Crap. Hey! Hey yo! Hey yo! God damn way!
It's definitely white. I saw white.
What
running
white?
away. Robot.
White?
Yeah. Robot.
100%
Yeah.
positive.
No, I think Yakes and Ways are pretty fine because I've been alone with them on the left side. And Yoshi was on the right. I saw him, so I think they're fine.
No.
Evil and white.
No.
Really?
Yeah. White
Oh.
ran away from
And-
Yoshi's baby.
I don't know, bro. I've been
Wait, I'm
around.
the only one
Waves
dead.
and
Come-
I've been around
come
White.
on.
Nothing happened.
Come
And
on,
it
it's
was
not
far away too.
fair. No one dead.
So I ran away. Body.
Are we voting for White? Then I might as well, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hurry up and vote.
Yes. Yes.
If you lose, it's Yoshi's fault.
Fucking
Wait.
dead. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can't even do anything. You're not even trying to defend yourself.
I think you're already fucking choosing, okay? You already chose. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck do I do at this point, huh?
Oh, that's good issue. You should have said something, you know.
Bro.
Nice. I gotta adjust the volumes
Oh.
first. I'm dead. I'm already done with the task. I'm already done with the task. Oh, haunt. What's this? Oh, it's like spectate. Wait, really? Yeah, it's spectate. Currently haunting. Wait, ghost. Oh, so I can haunt. Who's the? Damn. 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 Who really thought? Never expected that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Very suspicious. Imagine Yix is gonna get away with this. Yep.
Yo, bro, it's Rose. Oh. In the right hand side, and she went it away.
Who?
Who? Who vented away?
Rose, bro.
Who?
And then vented away.
Barry?
Yeah.
There's
Who?
two things.
Who did Barry?
Wait, why me?
Oh, orange. Maybe.
Yeah. I saw you here, bro. I saw you here.
I mean, to be fair, I'm on the left side. I
Oh my
didn't.
gosh, dude.
I'm
You.
sorry.
I'm gonna crash out.
I'm on the left side. I didn't see Barry at all.
Ow!
Yeah.
His cheeks!
I saw you here, man.
Oh, bro.
Yo, saw me on the left side. I was
Jigs.
trying to fix it.
Because someone was behind me. Yeah, I forgot about that. But
You said the body was on the right side, right?
I was the first one dead.
I swear to God, if everyone voted for me for some reason, yeah, why?
how did you walk Rose?
Dude.
Not orange, Rose.
If you lose, it's Yoshi's fault.
Oh,
Okay, now mute yourselves.
fucking hell, dude.
Oh. Oh no.
The fact that X has been so quiet is it's like what the fuck? Oh, wait, what? Oh, right, I forgot that existed. I thought it was speed hacks. Imagine cheating on like cheating in Among Us. Hmm?
What now?
What now?
Why is the game not ended?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 2
Bro,
imposters.
EX?
What?
There's 2 imposters.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Oh,
Nova
okay.
left.
Oh,
Mm.
come on.
EX it is then.
Me? Why me?
It's Rose.
Asia says it's you. So
Check the chat. Check the chat. Check the chat.
No, I wasn't even there. I was on my way though.
okay, if Asia is wrong, vote him.
Damn. Damn.
Oops.
Okay. I wanna check the map. If like, is there like a CCTV where I can just check the map? Medical. Oh, security. There it is. Security. Can I check out the map? Yeah, I can. Oh my gosh, it's like 5 Nights at Freddy's. Hello. Hello. Oh. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear Pizza. For fun, something something, Scott Cawthorn, Bite of 87. The bite? What bite? Okay, so that's the security. That's the kitchen. Cockpit. Cockpit. Oh, here it is. This is what I'm finding. This is what I'm trying to find. Wonder who got slimed. Let us. Here you are. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, dude, we are not. Damn, should I increase like the imposters?
Sorry, X.
What do you
No,
guys
I think
do?
you should
Hang on, what?
decrease the vision of the crewmates.
Really? Alright.
Also,
Yeah.
like, who's the imposter anyway? Who's the imposter?
It was Jigs again.
I was an X.
No, it wasn't me.
It
wasn't.
I have
That's
Come
my
on,
feeling.
come on. Dude, I was spectating you.
I'm sorry, my ears decided to act deaf today. I don't hear nothing. Hold on.
I'm gonna go that, but I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright.
Keep getting abandoned by my fellow imposters.
I have to also go.
I was like
I have to
deciding to
decide.
should I kill him or not. I don't know what to do.
Okay. See you
It was
later.
like my first time playing for a while, so like don't know what the hell to do.
Alright, kill cooldown
Actually,
for
you wanna make
impo-
one really strong imposter?
Wait, how? Like a single imposter with like
No, no, just-
no with like little cooldown, right?
Yeah, just reduce the visions of crewmates and give him less cooldown.
Yeah. I think like the crewmate has so much vision.
Oh, alright,
That way.
alright. Okay,
Yeah.
so one imposter, like
Damn.
0.25 vision for crewmates,
Make this an actual detective game. Oh
and-
hell no.
and like
Okay, that's
wait.
fair.
I don't know, 15 seconds, 10-second cooldown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 0.25 is way too short, but let's see.
Let chaos begin.
Oh my, is
2.5 at 2.5. Like Yeah. So fine.
Point 2.5, dude. We're gonna be blind.
Yeah.
0.25, god
We're
damn.
gonna be blind.
Yeah. There's only one imposter and like there's 9 of us.
Round. Start the round. Oh yeah, turn on the impros as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you, like
Yeah.
check like if the imposter like the ejected thingy.
No. There
Yeah.
are rules for like imposters.
There's like multiple roles for imposter, like what was it?
What?
Like
Pardon?
roommates.
Oh, for the crewmates.
For example, imposter can shapeshift into another.
Oh, you mean like the extra game mode thingy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, rolls galore.
Where
Oh shit, I don't know how to set this up. Oh, like hold on.
I mean, I can do it. I know.
No. Let me.
Should we return the setting to normal now if we're
Just-
playing Extra?
Yeah. I think
Play speed.
do a normal, but like increase the vision.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
roles, then you can pick there.
Imposter vision 1.
There you go.
Okay. I'm not gonna touch the task. Where? Oh, role settings. Should I?
Yes, may banana on.
Should I set everything to like 0 except for the like shapeshifter?
What 50 for
Okay,
Phantom?
and here's the thing.
Hmm?
Like the shapeshifter.
Make it Phantom.
If we're going to like do a normal round, it would be better. But
Oh.
if not, like the roles are there for like to add variety, I guess.
Okay, I guess.
But if it's like no, so on.
0, 2, 0. I mean, I've always
Yeah.
just
If
set
we're adding
the-
extra roles, and I say we should just play a normal game instead of doing that one
And normal
really
game
strong
plus roles.
imposter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
let's
think
get back to
giving roles
imposters,
to
shall we?
imposter will give imposters like a stronger like, time to kill. Yeah?
Okay.
So essentially, the roles will be for the imposters itself.
Okay, so no roles for crewmates, right? And only for like
Yeah.
Yeah.
imposter and then shapeshift. Alright, one imposter with shapeshift.
No,
Their
but-
cooldown is
So
set.
like no, everything we've done just like before, but with
Yeah.
shapeshifter.
Alright, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we gotta
the
return
imposters
it
is
all.
only like 1, right?
No, 2.
Yep.
Okay,
Let's have 2.
Okay, 25 seconds, 2 imposters.
Oh,
How about the vision? Is it
0.75.
Yeah, let's return to
make it
normal.
fun.
okay? There you go.
If you wanna make it 30 seconds, left shift now.
Yes.
Alright, touche. Kill cooldown 30 seconds.
Yep.
Alright,
20.
there you are. There you go.
This will be fun.
Alright, I'll start now.
I imagine the amount of gaslighting we can do.
Crazy.
Right then.
Turn off your mics, everyone.
Imagine it's me. Yeah, thank you for playing with us, Wee. Thank you for playing with us, Wee. Good luck with your studies.
What now?
Thank you for that.
Fucking
Code and Dave.
Loton just casually like fucking. I will announce you guys that I will be disconnecting once again.
Jesus.
Pause the meeting and run away.
Appreciate the map.
Let's skip.
Map is awesome.
We didn't even
Goddamn.
Oh yeah, voice reveal in the
didn't
Rose
even
Farm.
start yet.
It was
And
fun.
then
It was
Dotan
fun.
left.
I mean everyone heard
Lotan.
it.
You're right.
You have like a casual voice. Nothing too much. Nothing too like. That's just the casual.
Right, yep.
Yep. Now turn your mics off.
Shit, I don't know. I'm sorry in advance. What? Wait. Don't worry, I got this. Munchie, I got this, you and me. If you got disconnected, don't worry, I got you. Sabotage. What's... What? 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 What the fuck?
Something happened and I'm afraid.
What else?
What now?
Is that a map thing?
What with the horn?
No, everyone
touch
just
mushrooms.
changed.
What?
Starting to eat the horn.
Everyone changed their appearance.
What?
Bro, I got high.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
that's
swear, I've only
mushrooms,
just
I
set
think.
the imposter to like shapeshifter.
No, I think that's a map thing.
Yeah, I know, yeah, it's a map thing. I got
Oh.
so hyped, dude. Everyone
Okay,
took differently.
Jesus. Oh
My bad, bro. I noticed
Yes.
something. My bad.
Hmm?
Oh
Yes.
no,
Bunny?
I'll be back.
Okay, sure.
who won that game?
Uh-huh.
You want to going to be again.
Okay, yeah. That was so confusing. What the hell?
Wait, no fucking bro.
I know, Munchie. Hey, Munchie, shouldn't you be like not watching my game? I mean, if you're the imposter, that's fine. But like with the crewmate and stuff. What's this? What the hell is that? I should have not picked this map. It is so confusing. So confusing as hell. What is this? Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. Is there a way I can like close the Ah! What the hell is that? Oh my gosh, not again. It's so confusing as hell. Shit, I gotta find someone to kill. Gotta find someone to kill. Shit. Gotta find someone. I really need to find some. What's this? Oh, so that's the thing. So that's how it works. Actually, do you play the DLC? No, I don't, sadly. It's scary game. I turned it on as soon as I knew it was you. Oh, I see. Dude, I need to kill someone. Oh! Oh, damn.
That was quick.
Dude, that map
Why
is
is
so
this guy
confusing.
imposter again?
Jen, you did not know.
No, I was so scared.
You're crazy, bro.
Wanna try playing it? It's scary game, no.
You wanna-
Kinda scary
You wanna
game.
do one imposter now? We have less people.
Yeah,
You
sure.
killed your own sister.
Yeah.
Let's do one imposter.
Eh.
Oh.
Hmm?
Yoshi, I gotta go, by the way.
Alright, sure then, sure.
Alright, thanks, guys.
That map was
Nice.
so
Enjoy.
confusing.
The
Yeah.
only two people that were alive just holding hand like in a corner. Just me and Wei.
Alright, one imposter,
though.
15 seconds cooldown.
Oh.
Alright, Kanade, Kanade, I'll just call you Kanade. Welcome, how are you doing? Dude, for you,
Yeah,
hold
that
on.
was weird. The only thing I liked about like that switching thing,
Doki
I got a pet.
Literature Club.
DLC, kinda scary.
Come on, just try it.
No, I've already seen the gameplay of it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
I have it on my tablet right now. I'm just waiting for someone
How?
to like have it.
Isn't that like a PC game?
No, it's on Android. It's free.
What? Interesting. Anyway,
You have it right now.
I'm gonna start now.
question.
Alright.
Let the games begin.
When I saw, I got really nervous. Well, you did great a while ago. You did great a while ago, Wavy. How about you die? I was never an imposter. Damn. Tough luck. Tough luck, huh? Imagine it's Munchie again. Just imagine. 18776. What was the Danganronpa? If you ever stream Danganronpa, please let me talk with you in a call or something. The game gave me a reason to live. I'll think about it then. I'm usually more used to like solo streams. DDLC, wanna collab, something DDLC. Dude, I have like a soft heart. I can get scared so easily. Even like the cheap jump scares gets me. Oh yeah, you want Nitro for like 3 days? I mean, yeah, sure, why not? How? Because there's like the possibility you get stuck in a lot of places. Oh, stuck? Oh, you mean in the game? Bun. Oh, okay. Who's there? Oh, hey Nova. Let's talk for like 1 hour, finding some evidence.
Yeah,
We're talking in English for so long, but it's fun playing with y'all.
Someone else in here, okay.
Okay, I saw Yoshi. I was trying to signal him
Was
to
it?
follow me in Medbay earlier, so
I thought you were like
Wait, hold
following
on.
me, so I kinda changed directions.
yeah.
Man, Phoebe's dead
I was,
again.
I was moving back and forth, trying to like
Someone
signal
else
you
was
something.
here? Let's see when you
But all I saw was Yoshi and I forgot the other one. Shit.
Nova. It
I
was
forgot.
Nova. We were on the
Yeah,
reactor.
Yeah. I was going to like I think I forgot what number I keep stuttering words. Hold on.
Imagine
It was
it's
in the
Yeeks
locker
again.
room or the contamination thing.
Wait, where'd you find the body again?
No. I mean, these are two monsters who has like reported the party. Yeah. Alright,
It's either
okay.
Hicks or
Nancy
Biscuit.
and me are there.
Wait, your
Nancy
voice
and
is
me
kinda
are
muffled.
there. No? Hello? This is fire? Hello?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Me and Munchie like goes up to the like greenhouse thing, and then like I was asking, or would be asking Munchie if there's any other person there.
Oh.
Did you see anyone else there? Because if not, you are the only one there in admin. Okay.
Okay. So me and like Nova and Bunny we're close. So it's Manchi or Yix?
Yeah, I was signaling like
Wait.
Yoshi
Oh wait, it was Nova, Yix, and me. We were on like the reactor. And then Bun was on medbay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was signaling
But
Yoshi
those
to
are
come
to
follow
those.
me into Medbay because I have scans. So
Imagine it's Yix.
Probably ends. But I don't want to
mute
change right now.
them. Microphone.
We should all talk in Tagalog. Oh, everyone. Not all people can understand Tagalog. What, you want me to follow me, huh? Alright. Oh yeah, I do have medbay scans here. Oh damn. Alright. I don't have the task for medbay though. Nice. I don't understand Tagalog. Yeah, so if we speak in Tagalog, none of us are gonna understand. Okay, Bunny is safe. Looks like Bunny is safe. Bunny is safe. Do you guys have extra scans or is it just her? Munchie Nova. All of you guys are gonna go in at the top, right? Yeah, all of you guys went at the top. Bun there. All of you guys are at the top. Wow. Is no one gonna what's this stream for? Oh, it's a stream for my community. We were like 11 a while ago. Oh shit. Okay, so Nova went down. All of you guys went down. Okay. The hard thing is finding someone to teach. Yeah, exactly. Why are you guys not opening it? Come on. Nice. 6 Munchie. Oh shit. Oh no. I'm speculating if it's Yeeks and Munchie. Dude, imagine it's Munchie again. Imagine it's Munchie. Then I feel like hacks. Imagine hacks. God damn. No, it's not Munchie. It's wait, who?
Yo, mommy dead.
It was Yix again? What?
Dude, what the? No, it can't be.
No, it wasn't me.
It was Yeeks.
It was Yeeks. What the hell is that luck?
Oh, yo, mommy dead.
I haven't
my
seen
luck?
Phoebe be the imposter.
I've been dying for like almost every game.
Wait, Yoshi, I have a new rule. I think
The one game I didn't die first, everyone dies.
every round you have to change your skin tone. I don't know.
Every call, every game.
So the luck doesn't.
We already
Ow.
have the
Ow.
shapeshift.
Blur.
Ow, 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 I'm gonna break my neck. Ow. Okay,
Into the black.
There
there we go.
you can be
Let's see,
white.
Can you be? Change the code.
I wanna be black.
Oh, that's
Oh
fine.
my god.
It's fine.
Okay, we have to switch
It's because you're
colors every round. There we go.
No.
I'll be strawberry. I'll be the strawberry girl. Okay, that's really good.
I'm gonna start again. Alright, let's go.
Hey, wait.
Right.
I think it would be.
Everyone, Yoshi, change color.
Oh,
Never
I
mind.
forgot. Never mind.
It's fine. Just change it up.
Done. Damn it. Three, six, wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 7? Wait, how many people are we? 7? 7 people? Oh, right, task. Almost forgot. 4, 5, 4, 6, 5, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7. Okay, my bad. Who it is by using context clues. I'm not her. Not her, man. I haven't played Danganronpa. Sorry, I have the brain of Patrick Star, I guess. Maybe if I played the game, maybe I'm better. Maybe I'm gonna be better than Sherlock. Oh, C1. Take out po. Balcony. $20. Jeez. Yeah, Amelia Watson. Is that the one you're referring to? Damn. Other guys are here. So I'm Sherlock, and you won't get the title away from me. The only Watson that I know is yeah, Amelia Watson from Hololive Ian. What? Wait. Want to tell something? Hmm? What is it?
Alright.
What is it?
It's Nova.
Hi, sir.
Where it
It's
said-
not Nova.
You sure?
Someone died.
No one
Huh?
died.
No one
Someone
died.
died.
It would have said
Schizophrenia.
it was a body.
I mean, if it's Munchie, they could have already slimed someone.
Yeah. No.
It's
Okay.
not Nova. Okay, I've been with Nova since the start.
Huh.
Just us two in the room. Yes.
It's giving suspicious to me.
Is there like any other position like
You crazy,
other
bro.
than
You
crewman
crazy.
and like
Giving suspicious.
Everyone was on log.
imposter?
Oh yeah, I was going to do medbay scans again. So if y'all
yeah.
wanna like,
Bun safe. She did the scan.
yeah.
I think we are in the like boring part of the game where
Everyone
we
will go.
like
Huh?
start up and then like go on camp. If I'm already finished.
Imagine Nix
Let's
is
skip,
imposter
let's skip.
again.
Alright, skip.
Does that happen?
We're just gonna wait by task.
Just imagine it.
What the hell is that vote?
Nova.
Nova voted for himself.
Self-destruct.
Yes.
Self-sabotage is crazy. Hey, to Mad Talk. Hello, welcome. How are you doing? Good evening. Let's play some Among Us with my friends. A while ago we were like 10 people. Wait, are you also Filipino? Or are you too mad to talk? Alright, I'm joking. That was cringe. Nova? 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 Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I can't see anything. It's so dark. Dude, Nova's sus. Nova is really sus. Nova is really sus. He was just standing on the freaking vent. Dude. It's crazy. Nova's sus. Nova is sus. Is it Nova?
Where is Yix again?
Who is the Nix
Again.
imposter?
It's Nova.
Is there like any
it was
other
Yix.
like
Yix?
Nova, was it you?
Like,
No, it wasn't me.
Huh? Who was it? Wei?
No.
I'm not.
Dude, what a pacifist route on that imposter.
Yeah.
Was it Phoebe?
No.
I think
No,
like
Phoebe was on the title, on the ending screen.
Oh.
It's
So
like,
waste.
Damn, now I'm confused as hell.
no, it's not me.
Why our bodies disappearing from a... They're just moving.
He's going
They're like
on.
moving across hallways and stuff. So.
Is this the thing?
Uh,
I think the task should be longer.
So who was the
the
imposter?
what?
Yoshi, change your color.
Oh, okay.
Reminder.
Alright.
Who's the
thanks.
imposter then?
It's
That's
so
weird.
the luck doesn't like keep
I think the
Fun.
task should be longer.
That
if
the
we get
task?
imposter like a lot of times.
Okay, task should
More
be longer.
Okay.
Long task 2, common task 2.
And then the short tasks.
Remember, we are like doing so
Well,
well as like crewmates because our
Lucy
tasks are
or
short.
Lucy? I'm not
We
sure.
just keep piling up to each other, and then like the imposter can't like kill us, like any of us, because we are like too close to each other.
I mean, that's kind of why we have
Yeah.
shift shifter, you know? Wait, shift shifting? Yeah.
And but the thing is, if we're like in the end game, they can't like really move like comfortably because there's only one.
Yeah.
So many tasks.
Can you make tasks only visible
I'm
in
not
meetings?
doing all that.
Oh yeah, I've already
Alright,
set to
let's
that.
start.
Oh, Ronaldo 4778. Thank you for the.
It's
follow.
mostly
Much
now
appreciated.
to like find who the imposter is.
Should I
That's
turn that?
that's like the main task. Like we have,
Oh wait, I
because
thought
the
I
tasks we have are super long.
taskbars are. Oh, sorry. I thought I
Tired.
set that. Sorry.
Yes.
Common task 2, long task 2, short task 4. Meetings should be updated on. Taskbar only should be updated on meetings.
I'm yawning, but I'm not actually tired. I'm just tired from the journey.
Alright, gonna start.
Yep. Started.
I can't wait to die first again.
I think most of the people that wanted to join the events are like different time zones, so.
Time zones. Oh shit. Oh shit. Wait, how do I use the shapeshift? Disguise yourself by morphing into other crewmates. Oh shit, I don't know how to fucking do this. Oh no. I don't know how to fucking do this, dude. I don't know how to do this. It's gonna be so confusing. Oh wait, vital task. Oh no, they're gonna know Nova's dead. Oh no, they're gonna know Phoebe's dead. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
One chance.
God
damn.
Thing.
Chicks,
Damn.
mind telling me how did you?
Where did you see it? Ways. The imposter
I
needs
came
to like
from
kill
like,
admin
just 3 more people.
to the life thing. I saw that. Was this?
Nova, you're
Orange
purple.
died. And then I went up. the cams. I saw you. I checked the cams. I see Red dead in O2. I think.
I saw like
Bunny is in the bottom things below maybe.
like
Yeah, I
up
was
top.
going to the specimen. Wait, huh? I was going to the specimen room. What are you talking about, Nova?
Wait, where's Bunny?
I was going to the specimen.
Oh damn, that's all the way down.
Yeah. Why Nova? Why are you saying I'm like doubting? You mean the specimen room? What were you saying about Medbay?
Where was the body?
Oh, the laboratory.
Top of
I think he means
Oh,
the
is
laboratory.
it on like on the dropship? Or
No,
on
no, no,
inside
no.
the electric?
Up top of like the
Imagine it.
4 times in a row.
Like for real.
Damn.
Okay, who are we voting? Skip or vote
You
someone?
can skip because there's only one right now.
Alright.
So there's one imposter. So
But we need to finish our tasks.
yeah,
Yeah, let's go. We're already halfway
Because, like,
there.
yeah.
May I be invited to the server? You can use exclamation point
Oh my
Discord
God, it's so cold.
to join, but
No,
only if you
no,
are
no,
a
no,
minor.
yes.
Oh no! Shit! Only if you're not a minor. Jeez, I almost got cancelled. Ha. How do I do this? Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay, now I know. Shit. Dude, Bun is fucking camping. Why is... Oh shit. Dude, Bun is camping. I can't. Dude, I can't. 2 died.
My only ally is dead.
Shit.
I don't know which pink is the killer.
I was on like I was on warehouse.
House?
Where's
Wait,
that?
oh shit, sorry, weapons.
Oh,
I was in comms.
Shit.
Everything.
Wait, where's Bunny?
I was in like close to the laboratory. I paused because I had to.
Oh. Wait, so yes was
I
on
only
warehouse.
leave
No one was
Emo.
no one was fixing the like electricals.
Just a thing as well.
I was figuring out how to do the task.
Oh shit. Wait, who followed?
I have a feeling it's Yoshi.
Really? Wow, really. I was on weapons, the
Just
door
a
was locked.
feeling.
And in boiler
Because
rooms.
you're right. You know,
I was
warehouse.
about to fix it.
Hmm.
Come on, weapons.
Even though a warehouse isn't doesn't
Dude.
exist
Mhm.
in Polish.
Allow me to explain. I was on weapons. And then the door was locked.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
I was
Where
gonna
exactly were you?
the door was
Yoshi?
locked. I was gonna open it, and then I went into the security. I was gonna check the cameras
Yes.
first.
I have a
Mhm.
feeling it's Yoshi. I promise you. You have a
Dude,
feeling
really,
it's Yoshi.
really.
Really?
What is your like what is your ano? What's the term again? God damn. What's your proof?
Just a feeling.
I was about to fix the electrical. Until the body
Because
was
you lied
reported.
about being in a warehouse despite Polos not having one.
Oh.
Damn.
I was so close!
You killed my face!
Dad!
You killed
You bitch!
I was so close!
Sabi ko nga, sa
Yoshi!
pagkasinungaling mo
Yoshi!
What?
Let me tell you this! Let me tell you this!
Alam ko mo yung
You-
mo, Yoshi.
You killing me first was the best decision you ever made, okay? Because I was gonna vote you out. I knew from the first second. I knew from the first second. You were giggling that you got
was fucking
imposter.
close! Dude, I killed Wei. And I vented at the top. I can't go outside the vent near
It's
Bunny because he was
because
camping on laboratory. I can't go out.
It's because I heard when you lied about being in a warehouse despite Polos not having one, alam ko na yun.
I was
Despite
on
sinabi mo,
weapons.
what is your
I
proof?
misread. I'm
Feeling.
dyslexic.
Kasi hindi sinungaling mo.
He's dyslexic.
God fucking damn, I was so
Yoshi.
close.
What
Ah,
I say?
dude, shapeshift
Did you
sucks.
look
How do you even do it? How do you even like? Can you even kill using shapeshift while you're in shapeshift?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Ah, I should have done that.
Bro.
I
But you
only
did, no?
thought of
You
that
No,
shapeshift
when
and
no,
you
because I
lied
thought,
about
because I thought if
being
I
in a
was gonna
warehouse.
shapeshift, I will expose like the.
Grabe,
the
crush out mo naman. Grabe naman crush out mo, Yoshi.
Damn it.
Lapit mo naman.
Yoshi.
What?
Yoshi.
Mm.
Yoshi.
Bro,
Okay,
it's
everyone
me
always
as
James
me.
or Rose.
What way?
Yeah. You killed me as me. What do you mean you don't know?
Exactly.
Alright. Let's... Sorry.
I'm never gonna get away with murder in real life.
Okay, change your
Okay.
color of the skin.
Yoshi, also you are
and
terrible
let's
at lying.
get started ulit.
I know, man. I know. I'm such a fucking
Let
open
the
book.
If I didn't look at you from the start and know that you giggled and stop moving, I will still figure out the way you talk, your mannerisms, everything changed slightly.
Wow.
Dude, it's,
Nahawag pati sa sinungaling na nasa warehouse.
Why do you have to kill me first though?
I don't know. You're the first one that I saw. Making you the first one,
He's always
killing you the
alone.
first one wasn't my objective. Okay, it was just you alone there. So I don't know.
Sa
Man, do I suck at lying, huh?
Alam ko na yun.
Oh, I'm gonna
Because
start.
you were stuttering over your words.
Fucking hell, I'm better on chat, dude. My heart was pounding. Not gonna lie, it was pounding so hard, chat. God damn it. Next sign. Also, I feel like I woke up the people in my house because I shouted. Where's the purple boy? I changed colors. Because we decided to change colors every round. Damn it. My heart was pounding so hard, dude. So fucking nervous. Man, am I that open of a book, huh? Am I that open? God damn. You know what? I'm fine with being the crewmate. I'm having fun being the crewmate. My heart still beats for you. You mean
I just
my
passed
heart?
by
or
myself.
you mean
What the
my heart?
fuck?
What the fuck?
I just saw myself
Is
walk
that
away.
is that considered as like
It was
self-sabotaging?
at the light. Electrical. Damn.
I was on admin. I was about to go to the specimen
Or
room.
orange.
Question.
Also, sa previous natin na rounds, na-notice ko yung impostor na to, obsessed sa lights. Parang ginawa akong lights.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos like the
Who
last
dis?
round,
So you're gonna
kanina
deduce it
pag
again that
nakaupo
it's
akong
gonna be
lights.
me again.
I have
Malay
med
mo,
bay.
Dude, I was gonna go to specimen. I was not on electrical.
Yeah, I was going to specimen.
And
Okay,
Yix
where were you
saw
guys?
himself.
Yeah, I saw myself
I
pass
was-
by.
So I'm out of the question.
I was going to do it by
Right.
order, like the tasks. Like top to bottom, like right.
Mm.
I was going to do that, and my next task was in the specimen, so I was going to go to specimen. So
Vote to white, brother. You are white.
Roba, you are white. What the hell are you
Dude,
saying?
Phoebe's dead again. I just realized. Oh shit.
Damn.
Ah,
People
damn.
do really pull
I
it right.
didn't get to vote. Wait, I did.
I can hear
I
Phoebe
voted.
crashing out
So-
behind the mic.
What the hell?
Crazy. And also, you wrote it wrong. Happens a lot. You want to do some things that you can't be mentioned? Eh? What is wrong with me? Sure. Oh shit, I missed it. Boiler room. Shit. Seismic stabilizers. Oh, it's at the top. I got it. Hey, wait. You're really quick, huh? Waste there. Waste, I think it's gonna be on storage or laboratory. I don't know. Can I not check? Yeah, I can't check the map whenever I'm downloading something. Wait. What was that? It was yellow. Again, with the lights. Gonna have to speedrun that, I guess. Huh! Dude! Nova! I saw you killed Red.
What happened?
It was Nova.
Alright.
Damn.
Dude,
But
he was not slick.
I guess you both white is real.
So
It was white, it was white. Hey, if it's not white, then vote me out. I'm selling my soul on this one.
Okay.
I saw two Yoshis, what?
We were do something. Huh? Shape
Huh?
shifter maybe?
Well,
Maybe you
Yeah.
shape shifted into Nova. Right, Nova? Yoshi.
It's
Could be
I
possible.
saw one Yoshi in dropship. Oh, I'm the one.
Right.
Oh no.
Maybe is
Oh
a
no.
shapeshifter, or Yoshi is the
Oh
imposter
no.
again.
Oh. Oh.
On your soul, right?
Oh no.
Yoshi. Nobody gave us evidence to use against. Oops.
Look. I take it back. I take it back.
On your soul, right?
Yoshi's not stuttering because nobody gave us evidence.
I hate that I'm too
On your
honest.
soul, right?
On your soul.
Fucking hell. Oh, it's not me. It's not
On
me.
your soul, right?
Dude.
Well,
It's either the
Dude,
shapeshifter or you
Dude.
went in there.
Am I that a dumbass to vote myself out?
I don't know, dog. You said on your soul.
Look, I
That's
am
all I
not
hear.
gonna sell that. I am not gonna sell the game that easily.
There was
If I
no
blame someone and I said, "Hey, vote me out if it's not him."
But you just did.
Yeah.
Cause I thought it was Nova. It was.
I don't
God.
think it's Yoshi though.
God.
Well,
I was also there
provide evidence.
when she died.
Because he did say that he saw Yoshi in dropship, then
Oh, yeah.
saw Yoshi at O2, which is
Okay.
incredibly fast.
So it's Wei then.
Damn.
It's Wei then. Since you
Stuttering
saw
your words,
fake,
I see.
and I was the one who voted Nova. I was the one who voted on Nova.
What?
Like,
Can you
It's your
elaborate
and
on
on
choice
Manchi.
against- It's your word against ours. You said if it was a Nova, we'd vote you.
God fucking damn it! It's Wei. Oh my god, dude. You guys already voted on. Fuck this. I'm gonna vote him. I'm gonna take my chances. It's 3v1. Oh damn.
No. X.
Not Yoshi dog.
Sorry.
It kind of
Sorry.
makes sense, though.
Sorry. Dude, sorry. Nova. I wanna apologize. If you're watching, please, you're still watching right now, right? So Nova. I thought it was you. Dude, I'm gonna get killed by Wei. I'm gonna get killed by someone. Dude, that was so stupid. See, you can. I'm not cut out for Danganronpa. Dude, with that deduction of mine, I fumbled it so hard, dude. I sabotage a fellow crewmate. Dude. Just fucking threw Nova out of the window and he's not even the imposter. Okay. Oh hey X. Turn that on. The time pressed meet you should have known it was. Ah! There was two yellow. Crap, blue.
Yellow.
It was two blue.
Wait, I
There was
think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
There was two fucking blue. No.
Yeah, I
Gosh.
fucked up.
I saw clear as day me walking out of O2 or security or wherever you
It was
came
too
from,
blue.
and then when I look back, it's you.
Nah, I fucked myself. I know already I'm fucked up.
Any last words, Yoshi?
Hold on. There was two blues, so there could only be two things.
Oh, even though I
One of
haven't been
them.
imposter
One
once.
is fake. Well, isn't that obvious, Sherlock? Well, one was
Yeah, go on.
Oh well.
Go Go on, go
I'm gonna
on.
pick us the higher level. Fuck you guys.
Oh my god. Poor Yoshi. Just vote yourself at this point.
Come on, dude.
Wait, why did you vote yourself? Oh my god.
Bro,
I didn't vote myself. I voted like you. Anyway.
it's me.
Dude, I am not completing this task. Fucking hell. Oh yeah, we're cooked. Hey, it's myself too. It's myself too.
I crashed out so hard my side hurts.
Yeah. I'm like, I fucked up already. I'm like, Yoshi, what the fuck?
You killed
Okay.
me first because I'm the smartest.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
You trust me now, Bon?
Yes.
Yoshi, there were 2 blues. That means blue is safe.
Yeah. Munchie, both. Yeah, Munchie. I trust Munchie now.
Oh my
because-
gosh,
don't
dude,
get
how
my
is
stuff
that
because
fucking
I
dumb?
thought
There were 2
I
blues.
thought my
There was
stuff
only
was- I
one
thought
option.
there was only
It's,
one.
I'm killing myself.
My side hurts. I
Yeah,
don't want to crash out
obviously.
anymore. My side hurts.
What?
Imagine if Phoebe is the killer and then it's gonna slime us with no mercy.
Even though I haven't been
If I
imposter
don't die
just
first, I'm just gonna
once.
get voted out.
I was acting all like comic. Oh, Yoshi. Guess it's
No, if
I, I
I'll
thought
get
I thought it
voted
was
out, dude.
Bonnie because with the acting and stuff.
No,
No.
check in game.
I usually
No.
ask. Sorry, there's a 50-50 chance. The first 50 is that I'm the imposter. The other 50 is that I figure out someone's like role or if they're
There
imposter.
were
or not.
2 blues. There was
So it's a
only one
50-50, so-
option.
It's 2 blues, okay? And that's only
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think is
Exactly.
that?
You know. You get it.
God damn, I overanalyzed it.
I don't get to
Yeah.
live. I don't get to live.
Sorry,
I was
bro,
like-
you're
I was
only,
only calling you,
you're the only one
"Oh,
on the
Yoshi,
line to
please,
finishing it.
sweet Yoshi."
You were waiting for me to
All of you,
slide.
all of you, stay away from me.
Like I'm a
Can I
younger
change
or
map?
something.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
are
yeah,
bringing
yeah.
Oh,
back
yeah,
social
okay.
distancing.
Start.
Oh, sorry.
Start.
Okay, start.
Change map, please. No.
Okay, mirror HQ, mirror HQ. Oh my gosh. Please don't be me. Okay, I'm having fun with being the crewmate. That's fine. I fucking suck at lying. God damn. My baker was right. Yeah. See, this is maybe I should play Danganronpa. Maybe when we play Among Us again, I would have the brain of Einstein, or Sherlock, or oh sorry, or both. Seems you have fun. Your voice also. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can tell by my voice if I'm lying.
I didn't die.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Congrats.
Congratulations,
Yes,
Doc.
I won. I didn't die.
Okay, vote him out.
I win the game.
yeah.
Fuck!
Well, the map
Joking,
is
joking.
fine.
No,
Well,
do
nobody
you want, Phoebe, do you
came.
want to be accompanied by someone?
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
we'll
like
keep
I'm good now. You guys can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm good now.
Go and do your task.
Just go do your
They won't do your
task,
task.
baby.
I mean,
Don't
yeah.
waste your meat.
I usually do it when I'm in ghost form. It's kind of hard doing it with my physical body, you know.
I guess so.
Not used to it, bro.
Let's skip.
Just do your task, and then we'll celebrate it later. There.
You know, I run into walls from time to time because I forgot I can't run through it anymore.
I haven't been imposter once. I just want to be one for once.
Sure.
Skipping.
Sure.
What the hell? Munchie, what do you... Wait, you need Jacob.
What the hell?
Why is it censored? Munchie, we're waiting on you.
Yo, I did vote.
Yeah, well,
Munchie,
I
Munchie
think-
vote. There you go.
Munchie.
By the way, there's like a sensor and like with
Nova
the
voted for
options you can
himself
turn
again.
that off.
Nova voted
really?
it for himself again.
Damn. It's amazing about Among Us to play one hour and then not play again. Hey, you can still refund it, not gonna lie. You can still refund it. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, these sounds remind me of like back then. I still remember this map. Okay, looks like Yix is safe. Yix isn't gonna bother standing there for like, I don't know, 10... Wait? Wait? And what if you play it again? You know what? Sure, we'll play it again in the future. Why not? 49676. 49676. 49676. Yeah, I guess Yix is safe. Yes. Play it on 2069. No, probably in summer. We'll play it on summer, I guess. Because I was just testing the waters on with the community events and whatnot, since this is just my first time holding one. Hey, Phoebe's safe. Congrats, dude. Congrats. Okay, yeah, you're safe. What?
Okay.
I'm too tired for this.
Do you want us to do an attendance check?
Yeah. Or do you want us to vote Phoebe because he hasn't
Why is
died
it always
in the
like this?
first few minutes?
Why is it always like this? If I don't die first, no one dies.
One for all for one trait.
Well, no one died. Yeah.
Surprisingly, no one died. I still
Oh,
have
I
like
think one to die?
1, 2, 3, 4, 4 more tasks on lab and reactor.
Nova, what did you mean I promised Phoebe I won't kill him?
Nova is just
What
being
did you mean
Nova.
by that? Fine. But if I find out he's the imposter after all? Yeah, innocent alright. That's the guy who votes for himself every round.
I feel like if it's pacifist route, I think it's Nova. I'm not sure. The moment he dies, everything goes downhill. Yeah, everything crumbles like society. Laboratory. Am I the only one who's not finished with the task? I crumble the moment you or Phoebe dies. Or like the foundation of society. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I try to follow you. So also, I mean, if someone's following, I feel like I'm gonna.
Oh my goodness. Why did I find Munchie next to the body?
Munchie.
Munchie,
Where's the body then?
did you...
Wait,
Stop trying to
I was
act
with you,
dumb.
right?
We already saw what you did. You killed Ree. Sorry, Munchie.
Munchie, so it's Munchie then. Two of you in reactor.
I was with all. Wait, I remember. I was with all of you, all 4 of us, and then Munchie and Yix were nowhere.
Yeah, I was like... I was at
I was in
decontamination. I was going to
I
go
saw
to the
Yeah,
Munchie
all 4
go
of us
to
went up to
lights.
like reactor and lab, right? I saw.
Oh no, I was on laboratory because I was with Nova.
Yeah, we
I
were
was
up
doing the
there.
crystals. Oh no, I was on
Yeah,
reactor now.
and Nova was up there too. I went up with. I went
I
up with.
Yeah.
was close to
And
decontamination with Nova, and I was going to go to Launchpad because I had a task there. Then when it opened up, I saw Munchie.
I saw like another yellow and on the hallway of reactor. I don't know if it's like light or
The yellow was the dead one.
confusing
Couldn't
as hell.
report,
I'm voting red.
and you
I don't know.
expect us to believe
I
that.
just saw all of us, and without Yix and Munchie wasn't.
But who knows?
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
No, but
Why you?
No, I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying you two weren't there.
yeah, but it's not me.
I don't know.
I just wanna
Just
be
putting fact. I'm
an
just putting things
imposter
down.
and
I'm not
fucking
accusing anyone.
someone.
But everyone's voting Munchie, right? So I don't get
Yeah,
it
I'm
wrong.
voting on Munchie.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, Munchie, even though you cleared me multiple times, I'm still going to vote you. Sorry, Munchie.
And it's not him. Mute.
And it's not him.
Mute. Yix is safe. It's Bunny away. I haven't checked on away yet. Phoebe on greenhouse. Decam launchpad. Launchpad? What's on launchpad? Gotta open. Nice. Yix, and who's the other one? Dude, shapeshifting is so like confusing for me. If, like when I was the imposter, it was so confusing as hell.
Guess what?
What?
That was my first body report of today. Today.
Okay, me and Yix were on like Yix and wait, no, where's that? Yix and someone. What the hell?
It was Nova.
It was okay. Someone's shapeshifting. Someone's fucking shapeshifting. I don't know. Take this like a grain of salt. I've already killed Nova
Something-
last round.
Where
I
did
feel
you
it's
find it,
Yoshi.
Really?
Yeah, because again, you feel a bit different. It's like the last time you were imposter.
Sure. Look, I'm not stuttering this time, okay?
You didn't stutter last time. It wasn't something that obvious, you know.
Come on, you.
Where did you find
Someone
the body?
stated last time that I was open
right,
as a
right,
freaking book.
In the crossroad, in the middle of the crossroad,
Dude, I was on reactor. I was with Yix.
in the cross section.
I was when the reactor suddenly combusted. I saw Yix and what's the other one? Yix and Nova.
Oh yeah, I didn't go anywhere. I was staying behind Caf, and then like I was waiting for someone to fix the reactor, and then I just want to call the emergency. But then I had no more code left, so I just walked out and I fucking found it.
Hmm.
Was that me? It's Yoshi?
Come on, it's not
Huh?
me. I was on reactor. Yeah, Yix is safe.
Yoshi, who'd you vote?
I'll
what
let
did
you
you- who
decide
did
that
you
after
two
the
vote?
vote.
I am not dying. Not this run. I'm having a good run. I'm not dying yet. I don't want to fucking die again. Who did you two vote? Yix, can we skip?
I can skip.
Actually, can we vote Yoshi? Yix, you want to vote Yoshi?
No.
I don't know.
Yix. Please. Please just send you the drawer.
Yes. Phew.
Ah, thank you. Fucking dangerous.
I hate that it's so quiet. Oh, damn. Where are the other ones?
I forgot.
What? We're still gonna vote. We're still gonna vote. Dude, I literally do not understand shapeshifting. What are you guys gonna vote or something?
Oh,
Yes.
close.
It is Phoebe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, close enough.
It was Phoebe.
Was it Nova? Or was Phoebe?
Phoebe.
Yeah, it was Phoebe.
You shapeshifted as.
Yeah, finally, I
Nova.
finally got a good game.
You had a good run. You had a good run.
You were acting
I do.
so
I had fun.
enthusiastic. You know
Yoshi.
Nova's
What?
conclusion
What?
was
I don't
actually
care.
right.
My acting.
Nova's conclusion was actually right for
Hmm.
once.
Actually,
Because
really good. Not gonna
if
lie.
Phoebe doesn't die
Oh, thank
within
you.
the
I know.
first minute, it's him. And guess what? It was him.
I'm gonna pick Brown.
I'll pick green. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna pick maroon.
I'm
Start.
not gonna play on the fungal. It's confusing as hell.
Yeah, it's really confusing as well. Just keep it on polos or the scout.
Polo's fun. Yeah, Polo's good.
Alright, Paulus then Paulus.
Polos.
Yep. Majority wins.
You know, I'm just praying to be imposter this time.
Alright, good night, Loton. Thank you for playing with us, buddy. See you next time. See you next stream. Good game, man. Good game. Shush, Shachibaka. I don't want to be imposter. I don't want to be the imposter. I don't want to be the imposter. God damn, I suck at fucking lying. Lily, if you're still here, could you please join me? I'm getting humbled so bad. Oh shit. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck me. Ah! Fuck. Fucking hell. Dude, I... I ran out of cooldown!
What? Yeah, that was the one person that I thought was gonna be innocent because we did tasks together.
Yeah.
I think I might have inflicted my curse on Bunny.
Shit.
Vote Yoshi.
What? Come on. That's just bullshit.
Vote Yoshi. I saw his name through the wall.
Really.
Yeah, really. If it's not Yoshi, then it's Nova because I saw both of you. Could be one of the two, but I think it's Yoshi.
And it is Nova. He
Personally?
probably self-voted.
Oh, that's good. We have one guy that always vote himself. Is easier to kill, right? Yeah, we vote Yoshi first.
Yep.
Hear me. Yes,
There's
I
only
saw
one dead.
him. Okay, then we vote Yoshi next, yeah? If it's not Nova, it's Yoshi.
Fucking fumbled so bad, dude.
What?
Yeah, I could have killed someone.
Dude, I tell you, vote Yoshi. You have to believe me.
Okay.
I was in
Wait a minute.
dropship.
Yes.
I was on the left
Wait.
side. On the left
Okay, wait a
hand.
minute. Wait a minute. Don't run.
Okay.
Don't run.
Was
I saw.
me and another Pori.
Yes.
Another you?
Another orange.
Another one. It was like.
Huh? I wasn't there.
I saw.
That was not me. You didn't see me.
There's two of them. Wait, what the fuck?
Yoshi,
What?
what was your padding on the first round? Let's vote Yoshi.
Because I saw the two things. I'm gonna trust him. But
Damn, I fumbled on the window.
Yes!
Ah,
Thank God. You just killed me, Yoshi, because you knew I
the
would
fumbling was
figure
bad
it out.
enough, but the way you talk, you fucking threw it away, bro.
Yeah,
You gave it away.
Look, I had no like fucking goddamn it.
Zero
You
acting
voted,
skill.
you killed me first because you knew I was going to like.
Zero
Figure
acting
it out,
skills.
so-
I'm never gonna voice act ever again.
The way acting is different.
Mm.
Lying is different.
I'm tasty.
Even Lily is fucking.
Impersonating.
Even Lily watching right now is getting secondhand embarrassment because of my gameplay.
Dude, Yoshi, you know the
Jesus Christ.
situation. Dude, I saw Bunny's
I'm
name
just
through the
praying
wall,
to
and I was
the-
like,
to
okay,
the Among Us
doing
that
task.
I'm
Then I
going
went
to win a
one circle. I went around to check, saw your name and a corpse. And then
I
then
I
I go to the door
shapeshifted.
and I just see Nova.
I shapeshifted and it ran out of time and it came back to my usual color.
You know, it's like, I didn't even report it. I
myself?
saw the corpse. I saw
Huh?
like a Nova copy walk out, and I just
Tapos
ignored it.
nakita ko na nag-transform si Yoshi.
I didn't know there was a window at the bottom right. God damn it.
I know those
Don't ever stand close to a wall, I guess. Game's buggy.
Yeah, touche, lighting bug. Oh, thank gosh. For the first time, I am happy that I'm a crewmate. God damn it, suck fucking lying. Man, I must be fun at parties, huh? God damn. Dude, I am no longer in my prime. I was like above average when I was playing with my friends, cause it was all just on chat. It was just on chat. But now with the VC included, goddamn, you guys are gonna get me lacking. I'm gonna teach you how to lie so good. God, fuck you, damn it. Here's the worst part. Even if I blame someone, and I still have it incorrect, I still blame a crewmate. Like take Nova for example. Poor guy, I blamed him. He's not even the imposter.
Communications. Communications.
Comms, huh?
Can I hear everyone's padding real quick, except for
And
Bunny?
then I saw, okay, Phoebe is clear because I saw him.
Yeah, I saw the
going
corpse
through
too.
weapons and then
I
coming
want
up.
to know. At the
Alright.
start, did any of you go? No, yeah. Just tell me your padding. I need to fucking know.
What, like other things that we did?
Where did you go? On yeah. Where did you guys go? What's your padding?
Yeah. First, I was going to admin to
I said
complete
except
3
Barry.
tasks. No, not admin. Office to complete 3
The one
tasks.
person I don't need
Oh, shit,
information.
hold
Just
on,
giving me
And then I
information.
went to communications. Then I saw white. There.
Shit,
That's my
permissions.
pattern.
Uh-huh.
I went to office.
Did any
doing
of you
3 tasks.
guys see anyone going to the right? That's not Barry. Who went to the right? Who went to the right?
I think it was. I'm not sure, but I think it was EX or I'm not sure. EX or Muncher, I'm not sure. Either EX or I don't know, Munchie. Sorry, Munchie. Pink and lights. Okay,
I saw
so
two.
not you.
Anyway, I saw two berry. I saw two berry bunny.
Yeah, we're going to
And they
office.
came from the right.
They went
And then
immediately
another
go.
berry came from the left, which is reports as a real one.
Yeah, and I
Then-
still have like laboratories. I have laboratory, specimen, office, communications, and O2. But I'm not gonna
Well.
tell you which order though.
I'm skipping now.
No, why do you keep?
At one point, someone's just
Keep
gonna
wo-
randomly vote
you
for
keep
Nova, and then
bullying
they
yourself,
he
Nova.
just dies.
Oh, hey, Vian boy, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Holy shit, I need to set the permissions. Permissions. Hopefully, you guys don't get disconnected. Ugh. Events. You guys have the events. I'm gonna fix it after the stream. But hey, Vian boy, hello. What are you doing? Task. I don't mind the lights. Oh, Princess Daisy, Pepsi, and Stardust Zoro. Oh, it's Zoro. Both of you guys, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Can you give me the code right now? Because me and my friends still want to play with you. Who are you? Want to play with you? For now, it's just me and my friends. We're not allowing other people. So. Wait, where's the dead body? I can't. It's so dark. Body was on outside the door of electrical.
How did two people die?
Oh damn. Bond is safe. She's fucking epic, goddamn. So no evidence, we gotta skip then?
I'm voting Yoshi.
Dude, it's not me
Yeah.
this time.
Are you sure?
I went to electrical. I was about to open the door and I saw a dead body. I don't know where it is, but I just had the prompt. I still have task on office, on O2, two on O2, and on specimen.
Okay, yeah, okay.
One on top on electrical.
That was Munchie.
Secret
That was
menu.
Munchie. Because right now, everything I feel like it's gonna point to Munchie. Now, I will not divulge any information because I don't feel like it, but I think it's Munchie. Nova, you with me?
Nova, hold my hand if it's Phoebe. Nova, hold my hand, please. I'm scared. Right? Oh damn. Oh nice.
And this is why you kill me first. This is why you need to kill me first.
God damn.
I trusted you.
Hey, I was
I
not
swayed
the
the crowd
imposter.
in my
I was not the impo-
favor.
I wasn't it.
I'm not trusting you.
It was Munchie.
I know you weren't it. I just accused you, to get your reactions, to make sure.
So my reaction is different when I'm the imposter, huh?
Yeah.
And
You
you
were,
decided to
based on
kill
your
me?
reaction, I thought you were clear.
What would be my reaction be if I was like the imposter?
Fine.
Different.
And then you shapeshifted into Phoebe, then followed Yoshi.
Genuinely, I still
I'm gonna
do not
let everyone
know
be passive.
how the gimmicks of
Just be a
shape-shifting.
pizza.
It
I
just
just
doesn't
praying to
cross.
the gods.
It doesn't
Just-
cross in my mind for
I'm
some reason.
praying to the gods that I get imposter, even just for like one round.
No.
I'm gonna crash. I'm genuinely gonna crash out. Don't tell me to relax, Nova.
Oh, you would
I'm
not be
literally
the
gonna
first.
crash out if you don't get. Just...
Dude, fucking wait! I saw you. I thought you were. I thought you were okay. I thought you were safe, and then we went separate way, I checked like the vital, and then you were just dead.
Let's go back to Scaled,
Yeah.
the OG map.
I was about to go to electrical to turn on like the lights, and then Munchie came up behind me.
No,
and
that
told
wasn't
me,
it. That was last game. My bad. Wait.
I am genuinely going to crash out with the imposter.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, only me and my friends can join. The fucking hell, mate. Dude! Okay, at least I'm familiar with Skeld. I know how the map works. Fucking hell, dude. I suck at lying. Genuinely, I suck at lying. It's just it's embarrassing, to be honest. It's embarrassing to say the least. I still don't know how shape-shifting works. I swear. God damn, I didn't fucking press it. Dude. Shit. Oh. Fuck you. Fuck. Dude, it was the same.
Oh damn.
What is it?
I thought it was Yig. Not gonna lie.
You doing the usual attendance check, huh? Admin. Oh, near the card scan.
Fruit.
Yung kung sa laro to.
No, Bunny Berry has not moved.
Yeah.
Where though?
You know.
Alright. Just skip. No, but you want to come with me? Over.
Okay, so Nova is with Phoebe. Dude, I truly do not know what to do. Okay, do there. Oh shit. This is a bad idea. I'm locking myself. Fuck this. Dude, I swear, whenever I turn into like another color, the same color pops up. It's so confusing. Dude, you have not seen me played a while ago. I was so bad, especially at like lying. you saw me play a while ago, I was fumbling so bad. I am trying. I am genuinely trying with the lying. Hmm. Shit, 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 shit! Jeez, finally. And
Wait,
then-
what?
No.
Oh man, good one.
You and Nova was like giving me a hard time because if I like shapeshift into one of you guys, one of them will like defend the other.
Maybe I should have sussed out when I see Barry not in the fucking cab.
The two of you guys were like the last one, and I shapeshifted to Barry, and I killed her.
Nice.
Dude, 10-second cooldown. Oh, 15. And that seems fine. You said you were bad, but you played so well. I was not talking during the meetings. I think we had like one meeting during that run, right? Munchie left. How much? How many do we have? Do you guys want one more game? Let's call it for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Let's pick Hollis then for the last map.
That was flawless, Yoshi. That was flawless.
At least that was something. I'm proud of that. At least I got a victory from imposter. Anyway, Hikuzo. Hopefully I don't want to be an imposter. I'm so stressed right now. Oh hey Tilofrit. The link to your DC is the link to your Discord expired. Oh sorry. How about this one then? Sorry if I wasn't reading the chat. Try that then. Try that.
I don't know. Screws.
Dude, that was so stressful. Holy shit. Anyway, comms communication. That was a good round, Alice. That was a good round. What? Please return. Oh, 55 seconds. You're getting a massive lie. Dude. We only had like one meeting during that time, I guess. No? Phoebe dead on electrical. Hey Manchi, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Oh, we already have 190 followers. Damn. Thank you guys, thank you. Okay, so self-report, really, I was on electrical. I was about to do the task on the security, like at the top, the wiring. shift the
Definitely
duration?
self-report.
Oh wait, you can reduce the shapeshift duration. Didn't realize that.
Nah, it's self-report.
Dead ass. Come on, I would
Imagine
never
if
do
it's
that.
Bun.
That's a rookie mistake for like
Vote Bun.
self-reporting.
Come on, let's vote Bun. Vote
Buddy?
Bun. Vote Bun.
Wait,
Guys, vote Bun, guys.
is she even moving on the game? She was AFK a while ago.
I don't know. You can vote Bun.
That
Go,
is
go, go.
that's not. Screw this shit.
That's very
What do you
fair.
mean?
Come on, vote Bun.
Bon, chat in the in-game, not on Discord. Ow! Why is it 18 plus? By the way, because we can be a little bit
Yeah.
over.
She's
sometimes we
the
can
only
be
one
a
who
little
will
bit
probably.
freaky, let's say.
For real.
It's not advisable for minors to join the server. So I was reading the chat. So skip.
7 Bun.
Okay. Okay.
Hey! Imagine if it's Bun.
I
Oh my
swear,
God,
if it's
imagine
not
it's wrong.
her, buddy, if it's not her,
Vote
even
Yoshi next.
even 17. You idiot! Because people, no, even 17-year-old is not allowed. Only 18 plus. That's why we have the number 18 on the rules. 18 plus, number 1 and 8. 78. No. This is, wait, 18. I think it's 18 in like Filipino. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. No biggie. I'm not crashing out. Yeah. Dude, if you saw me, okay. If you saw me a while ago, I was so close to win. There were like 3 people on. There were like only 3 people. So Nova, it's Rose. Aren't you Rose?
Nah, it's Rose. Roses.
The beast is so
Imagine
quiet
if
now
it's
without Phoebe deducing the situation.
He got killed. Who would kill Phoebe?
It's Phoebe.
It's Waze. It's Gray, guys. It's Gray. Vote Gray.
I don't know who's worse at lying, me or you.
Who's smarter? I think someone though. It's Waze.
Mom. Sorry, if it's you, I'm gonna get secondhand embarrassment from you.
If it's me, you guys.
What the hell?
Thanks, Yix. Wait, what if it's Yix?
Come on, dude.
Oh my god, if it's Yix. Hey,
Oh,
it's Waze.
okay, damn, good job there. Good, damn.
That's so unfair. Oh my god.
I didn't even knew the situation.
That was so
Testing our
unfair.
luck, bro.
I think that was a good note to end on. I died first again.
God damn.
Such a fair round.
Good
What
game,
did I
good game.
camped the light. I camped the electrical because I know someone's gonna fucking sabotage the light.
Alright, that's
Yeah,
all it for
Very
tonight.
fair.
I did it. I always wanted to like play some good games of Among Us, and I think I did it.
Same man.
Hold on, let me reset my game.
What a fucking good game, dude.
Good game.
Good.
Dude, I haven't been in
Yeah.
proper. This one. Oh my god.
Sure that everyone has been the imposter, right?
Yeah.
No,
Not Barry.
I haven't.
Barry? What the hell?
But no, not even once.
What the?
So lucky.
Yeah, because some people wanted to be imposter, like, I don't know, 4 times?
I didn't even
Oh my god, that's so unfortunate.
I wonder how that happened.
Mhm.
How did that happen?
Damn.
Drink.
Okay, is this restaurant or more?
No, this is the last
No,
one.
we're done already.
We
we went
don't.
on
Let's play this in the future
Yeah.
again.
I know. the last one I got, I
Maybe
probably
it's-
won't.
Just hope to find more
Game,
people
guys.
too.
Yeah.
Good game.
I need more people to
Thank you
talk
for the
with me.
game.
Game, guys.
Got-
Good game.
GG.
Alright, that's it for tonight. Anyway, everyone, I think I'm not gonna raid for now. Yeah, I'm not gonna raid for now since there's not a lot of people who are playing right now. Dimi, thank you for the follow. Damn it. I'm sorry. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. Okay, that is it for this evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining. I really appreciate you guys playing with us. Dude, high cortisol. I wanna take a look. I wanna take a look back at my imposter games. It was so bad. The two first games. But successful game in the end. I managed to hold a community event for the first time. I'm so happy, chat. I wanna thank you guys again. You are my most precious little gremlins. I love you guys so much. Nova, you annoy me. Hey, no bullying in chat. And lying abilities. You're not wrong. Anyways, see you all tomorrow for another stream. Good night, chat, and good morning to those people on different time zones to those who are on the other side of Asia. Enjoy the rest of your day and bye bye. Thanks you all so much for playing and watching.